This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by State Farm, who has surprisingly great rates for your auto insurance. In 1999, my mom recorded me in our family room, delivering the lines for what I thought was a horror movie. My mom read the other roles, and I thought she gave a much better performance than I did. There was even a moment when I seriously considered not sending the tape because that would require a trip to the post office and an entire day's salary for postage. Not that I had a paying job. I was surprised when I received a phone call asking if I could audition in person. Then I realized that the casting director must have mixed up my tape with someone else's. I could have pointed out the error, but I'd never been to LA and wanted to go. So my parents gave me airline miles, and I flew to Los Angeles, Burbank actually, where I auditioned every day for a week and slept on 3 different couches. At the week's end, my friend with the least comfortable couch offered to drive me to the airport, and because at the time it was hard to find good Mexican food in Washington State, I wanted one last burrito. My pager began buzzing just as our nachos arrived. There was a payphone in the back of the restaurant, and when I returned the page, I was told that I got the role. It was one of the biggest surprises of my life. I was also surprised to learn that Scary Movie was actually a comedy. This was after my audition. Speaking of nice surprises, State Farm provides coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Anna, we're doing our memorable moments again. Do I say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to you?
You can say whatever you'd like. I mean, I like it when the British people say Happy Christmas because it's always like, you know,
I do like
a
that
cheerio
too.
moment. But no, hey, dear listeners, Happy Holidays.
We came up with a great compilation here, so we have our memorable moments.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, we have a bunch of deleted stuff, the Lost Tapes Volume 2. There's an interview with you and Tom Cruise, or actually Adam Scott playing Tom Cruise. And that's coming up on Thursday on the Thursday show. So I hope this Christmas and Hanukkah and this holiday season brings you all of this joy. And we appreciate all of your support for 3 years. And Anna, thank you for everything.
Thanks, Sim. Now I have to thank you, don't I?
No, you don't have to thank me.
I love you, Sim. But fuck you. It wouldn't be a happy holiday season without me telling you that.
For May 8th, DAX Shepard.
Ideally, would you want to have sex every day?
Not every day. No,
Like,
no, I'm 43.
what's the guy's perspective? Okay.
I think probably twice a week would be, you know.
Twice a week? That's it?
This very weird thing. I think I talked about it the last time I was on and we took callers, which is the male ego is so stupidly linked to that, right? Like, so I think for Kristen, she wants me to be very interested in what's happening during her day, or maybe talk about a book that she's reading, or do that together, and that's very fulfilling for her. And for a guy, I don't care if she's interested in anything about me. If she wants to fuck twice a week, I feel very flattered, and then my self-esteem's through the roof. It's preposterous and primitive, but it is how it is. How much would you like to have sex a week? There's 2 categories for this. There's like single, that's every day, of course. But married, let's go to 6 years of marriage. What was your desire level?
I like to have a lot of sex.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Congratulations for you and your partners and everyone involved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
but I talk about this with my girlfriends that like because when we've talked about this on the podcast before, when a woman initiates and her partner is not into it.
Yeah.
There's a specific kind of
shame,
like pain.
yeah.
Whereas you guys are sort of adjusted to it as a society.
We're used to getting
like,
turned down. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spend most of our youth in our 20s.
But then it sort of makes you feel like, well, is something wrong with me that I want to have, this much sex.
But you didn't put a number on it. I do want to hear a number. A lot is still vague. That could be 1.5 times a week.
I like to have sex every day.
Every day?
I do.
This is very abnormal and interesting. You're an outlier. Okay. How does it feel being an outlier? Does it feel as good as I would imagine?
I just hope this doesn't become like some fucking clickbait.
Oh, it already is.
I feel like every time you talk to Dax, it becomes insane clickbait.
God.
Yeah. Not intentionally.
But
I don't like when headlines come out of these things.
But do you guys also like all sexual terms, like, you know, like you were saying, like knocked up or like blowjob, like everything's sort of male centric. As women, we don't have a lot of like the counterpart to that.
I agree.
Like,
I think, yeah.
I got hammered last night because that just means just getting wasted, which you guys took too. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, you could say I got hammered last night in reference to sex, and it's a very specific type of lovemaking you experienced, I guess. But it is, you bring up a really good point, and when you have kids, it's kind of interesting to start thinking about how you phrase all this stuff. So like someone recommended to us, and I thought it was really smart, is that when you're telling your daughters about the birds and the bees, and you go, okay, this is how a baby's born, typically you'd go, a man puts his penis inside of a woman's vagina, and then he fertilizes her ovum, and then you have an offspring. But just changing it to then you... So the woman puts the man's penis inside of her vagina.
Yes.
Just phrasing it that way, so that from the very beginning she recognizes it's a choice she makes and can initiate and be in charge of.
You are going to envelope him.
What's envelope mean?
You know, like envelop.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
you're going to welcome his penis into your vagina. And if things go well, he's going to fertilize.
But that's really smart, though, Dax.
Well, who knows if it'll all... I guess you do everything you can, and then, of course, it's not going to work out, but you at least tried. That way, when I'm paying for, like, the 4th rehab, I go, well, I fucking gave it a college try. It just backfired. You know? You're just trying to alleviate future guilt, I think. Are you having a boy or a girl?
I'm having a boy.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Why?
Well, they're crazy and they're animals, and I have 2 little girls. And anytime we take them to any kind of like birthday party, I say stay away from them. They're dangerous. All they're trying to do is break whatever's in front of them. They find something to swing immediately, and they just start smashing. That's not the case with your little boy?
No,
it's not.
I mean, he is crazy,
Okay.
but he's really good. Like he's really happy, and he's a little bit maybe more of a pleaser than some boys are. So he's always like making things for me, probably because I'm gone all day. So he's like, can I finally
Now it
have
just
some
got
attention?
sad.
I know. Oh God.
Well, because he spends most of the year in Nova Scotia, and I'm down here working. So,
But I love having a little boy. I love it. It's so much.
well, for a woman, it's awesome, right?
But do you feel that way about having daughters?
Oh, 100%. Well, first, let me just say I wanted a boy really bad. And then I have an older friend who I look up to who's got 2 daughters. And I go, and we were convinced we were having a boy, the first one. I don't know why. And then we found out in the ultrasound it was a girl. And we were both kind of let down. And my older buddy said, oh, you just hit the lottery. Now they're not going to sneak out in your cars and smash them into telephone poles. Like all these things that you can still have things, nice things, and the boys won't destroy them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then that whole Oedipal thing where the girls just love their dad, just like your boy loves his mom. I was crazy about my mom, wanted to kill my dad. It's also predictable.
Right. But I mean, I like fucked shit up.
You did?
Well, yeah, as a teenager. Yeah.
As a teenager or as a kid?
But we talked
No,
about that.
as
You
a
were doing this
teenager.
very incognito, very on the
That's
DL.
true. Well,
right?
liar. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
This
Gonna
was the-
watch out for the girls being liars because we're good little actresses, you know.
Right.
Are you worried about your daughters?
Anna, yes.
No,
and that's why I came today.
But your daughter's becoming... I was always worried about... I mean, I wanted a boy first just because I don't know if I can handle teenage daughters. And I told my wife that too because she also told me that she was difficult when she was a teenager.
Now, be specific. What
Just
what thing about them being...
rebellious, just think... I don't know. I just don't know if I could handle a teenage girl the way I could handle a teenage boy.
Because you're going to get physical with your young man? Is that the plan?
I'm curious because are you nervous or worried at all about your girls growing up?
No. I think a lot of dads have this fear of them becoming sexual. And I don't have that fear. I'm very pro-sex. I'm very anti them having sex to get validation from a guy. I think there's bad versions of having sex, but if you're young and you're horny and the guy's respectful and he likes you, I don't really care. I think it's one of the weird gifts you get on this planet Earth ride. So I'm not very troubled by it. they'll be on birth control, when they hit 9 or 10. And then if they have high self-esteem and they're doing it just because they're horny and not because they want a guy to like them, I'm fine with it. And then I hear when they go nuts, they generally aim that at mom, I think. Did you aim yours at your mom?
Yeah, I mean, but that was also because she was around more. The way we frame the raising of daughters, especially in terms of their growing into their sexuality, it's so guilt-ridden and shameful and completely confusing. There's like so many mixed messages that are sent to both genders, but I do think especially for girls, at least when I was growing up. I mean, my parents are atheists, and they wanted me so desperately to be a virgin until I got married.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
And, I know. I couldn't quite figure out the reasoning.
What if your husband's a terrible lay?
Yeah.
What if he never does last longer than 3 seconds, and that's your life?
But I think it was that older, that mentality. That's a tough thing for a young person to grapple with, and good for you for raising your daughters with feeling very confident about their bodies.
Well, Monica, you met on my podcast. We were just discussing this. She was
kind of a bitch.
Are you fucking kidding me? She's the nicest person ever. She was pointing out that there are millions of movies that deal with boys masturbating at a young age.
Yeah.
Like American Pie, Squid and the Whale. It's so ever present in our society that you could only conclude that it's socially fine for young boys to be jerking off all the time.
Right.
And she said there's almost zero representation of young girls masturbating in movies and in TV shows. And then we got sidetracked with a kind of an argument about why that was or wasn't. But suffice to say, she's dead right. So if you're a young girl and you start masturbating and there's no evidence that any other young girl is doing it, and it's already inherently a shameful activity. And I don't know why, because like you say, my parents weren't crazy religious, but I felt super guilty jerking off. I was like, I've got to stop this habit of mine. I would try to quit all the time. I could make it like 12 hours tops, and then I'd feel bad. And I don't know why. There's no reason for that.
I know.
And so if you then have to layer on like some kind of societal shame on top of it, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, no, completely.
Can I say one more thing while I'm on my hobby horse about women?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
To your point about female sexuality, here's another thing that we do that's so confusing to young girls, which is right from the time they're 3 years old and put on their first dress, you're so pretty, you're so pretty,
yes.
you're so pretty, you're so pretty, you're so pretty. Oh, look how pretty
Not
you are.
that
Look
I got
how pretty
that, but yes.
So you're so pretty, you're so pretty, you're so pretty. Now, don't ever let anyone touch that body. So you're so pretty, it's so powerful, and then also you're not allowed to let anyone in. That's your responsibility. Every guy's a lion, he's going to try to kill you. You got, so it's this very mixed signal of like, all we're telling them is how sexually appealing they are, and then yet they can't have sex. It's so bizarre.
No, you're 100% right. And to my mom's credit, even though this is it's very complicated, clearly, she would always tell me, like, if you ever have a girl, never tell them, never, like, don't emphasize, like, the pretty, don't, like, get it. And I thought, I always, she was always like, tell them that they're smart. And I always thought that was, because you're right, the early installation of this is your value, this is your value, this is your value. Don't use it.
Yeah,
but this is
and by the way, the stakes are so high. If you pick wrong, that boy better love you, and if he doesn't love you, now no one gives a fuck if their son has sex with a girl that doesn't love them. No one's concerned about that at all.
Right.
But you would better think about the pressure of knowing whether a young boy loves you. How on earth are you determining that?
Yeah,
by him saying I love you. It seems
maybe,
dicey to me.
Back of a Ford F-150.
That's all it took for you? Please say it was in the back of a Ford F-150 while going 75 up a gravel road.
No, it was in the basement. Cold basement, from what I can recollect.
Whose house? The guy's house?
Yep. And it was lunch break. As a senior,
you're allowed your virginity on lunch.
Yeah, lunch break. You're allowed to leave campus as a senior.
Oh my goodness! High noon.
Yeah,
you lost it.
Yeah, he made me a little mac and cheese.
Oh my god!
Before meal, like a free sex meal.
Yeah.
Nice full belly.
And granted, we only have an hour lunch. I think at the time, maybe.
He's only going to need a minute. It's high school.
So you guys drove quickly to his house.
Hightailed it.
Yep.
Was it always planned out or snuck up on you?
It kind of was, because I had some like medical issues, so I had to get on birth control, and I really like.
Can I guess your medical issue?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm either going to say endometriosis or cysts.
Cysts.
Yay!
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay,
That was a good
great,
game. You
great.
win.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Anyway, so at least I knew. Yeah, it was.
What headline will
It
they
was a
pick?
special afternoon.
I feel bad for the clickbait creators. I don't even know where they'll start.
Politics, a little mac and cheese.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by The Pill Club. Do you need to renew your birth control prescription? Want to switch your birth control? Maybe try it for the first time. Whether you know the brand you want or you're looking for help finding the best option, the Pill Club medical team has your back. With the Pill Club, you'll never have to make a trip to the doctor or wait in line at the pharmacy. The Pill Club is a birth control subscription prescribed by a medical professional and delivered straight to your door for free in discreet packaging. The Pill Club carries over 120 FDA-approved brands. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/unqualified, the Pill Club is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every unqualified listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, thepillclub.com/unqualified. You must use the link to make a donation.
She was so cute.
This episode is brought to you in part by Plant Botanical. As everyone slowly comes out of hiding, many of you are asking the same questions. Am I ready for actual human contact? Should I swipe right? Will they look like their picture? Do I look like my picture? Is that the face of an axe murderer? Do I really want to take off these sweats? And for those of you who get that far, what drink should I be casually sipping? I have the answer to that one. While your date sits awkwardly silent, stunned by your good looks, dazzled by your intellect, or wondering how to dispose of your body, the drink in your hand should be delicious, refreshing, crisp, clean, Plant Botanical Vodka Seltzer. Weighing in at only 1 carb, made with real fruit and botanicals traditionally used for stamina, immunity, and detox, Plant Botanical is already thinking about your future encounters. Follow and DM @PlantLovesYou and share a story or video of your funniest, wildest, or most awkward date for a chance to win up to $1,000 for your next one. Plant Botanical, your perfect companion while you look for your perfect companion. Available at Target, Pavilions, Vons, Total Wine, or visit plantlovesyou.com to find a store near you. Plant Vodka and Vodka Seltzer. Just the good shit.
July 24th. Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, Mark couldn't believe that he was playing a parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's used to playing the guy that people scream at.
I'm
and-
technically a grandma on my show.
Oh, I say that about porn. I'm a great grand MILF. Like I'm a great grand MILF by porno age. If you look at porn, which I do not, but I've been told that MILFs are like 18.
This
and
is
then,
exclusive. Kelly
then-
Ripa loves porn.
Right. Exactly.
That is
I have
clickbait.
in my account. That's my porn hub. I almost said porn horn because it was like YouPorn and Pornhub. I blended them. I have my own account. But anyway, so there's MILF is an 18-year-old. So that's like you're a MILF.
It's normally a mother.
That's
that
a
you'd
mom.
like to,
But
yes.
but in the porn world,
That's-
you're 18 and
right.
that's your play
Gotcha.
the mom, and then the grand MILF is like a 25-year-old.
Wow.
And then the great grand MILF is a 30-year-old. Like you have a fetish if you like seniors, and seniors are like 40-year-old women, and you're like, oh my god, they don't even. I'm
that's fetish porn.
I'm not even a category. Like I'm off the chain. I'm so old that I'd be like, oh, reviving the dead, like. Right? Like that's a whole new like creeper.
That's like the fucking
creeper porn.
Geriatric pregnancy.
Geriatric porn.
Yeah. God.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, yeah.
Well, and with men,
Fuck.
like
I mean, I feel like I may like my body might not be as tight, but
my
I'm
God.
more expressive.
your body's perfect. Yes, I am more expressive. The looser my skin gets, the less I give a shit. Can I say that? I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, you can fucking
Okay.
Absolutely,
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why I just did
No,
that.
no, please.
17 minutes later, she covered the mic. Corrected herself. I have a 17-minute delay. It takes a good long time to get my button.
Are you a good loud lover?
I mean, it depends on how many family members are in the house.
Gotcha.
Do you
Okay, what about
understand?
a hotel?
Hotel, yeah, we're nice and we're vocal. We let each other know that we show up for each other.
Do you ever get nervous that like somebody can hear you, or is that a turn
I
on?
mean, it's more like it's not like it's more natural. It's more like we get into it like it's more like a breathing thing. It's more like panting.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
You know what? You have a future in a great grand milfering.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we're not that
my
vocal.
backup plan. If
We're
I
not
didn't
that
make it as an actor,
You're
I
going
was-
into porn or porn?
No.
Porn
Just-
voiceover.
Just porn voiceover.
Porn BO.
My favorite part about that was that Kelly was the play-by-play person. She was doing like the commentary over it.
Oh my god! I think she's gonna come. Here it comes. Oh no, she's not.
Oh, not quite. Yeah, but almost. Yeah. Oh.
I like that. Your entire crew is so used to that they were like,
just dropping
"Here's
off
the
some
champagne.
champagne.
Here's your cigarette. I guess it's cigarette time. Time for a smoke."
Did you do Kegels after children?
I did, but I can't tell if I'm doing them or not. And again, I had 3 C-sections, but not intent. Like I did not set out to have them. I did with the first 2. I did full, horrible, terrible, long labors. You're not going to have that, Amy. It's not going to happen to you.
No,
But I just had like I had the best pregnancies and like weird. I kept calling them Harry Potter pregnant, like Harry Potter deliveries. I was like, I don't understand. Everything was going fine, and now the Whomping Willow is happening. Like, what's happening right now? So I had C-sections. So I'm pretty,
So you're still pretty
still
tight.
still pretty tight.
Mark's enjoying himself.
I mean, I think he doesn't complain, but he's so stoic. Who would know? He could be. I don't know. He looked happy. Didn't he look fine? Did he seem fine to you?
He seemed very happy.
I was like, I say to them, I'm like, does daddy look okay to you? I think he seems okay.
The crazy thing
Men
about
get quiet past a certain
the
age.
crazy thing about Kegels. So at work,
Yeah.
because I work with we have 5 other actresses on.
It's so
the
funny. I'm
show.
doing it right now. Like ever since you said Kegel, I'm like, oh, that's right.
So I'll be like, you guys, Kegel break,
Yeah.
and so we'll all do Kegels. But we found that we can't talk
Right.
when we do Kegels because
Right.
they require so much concentration.
That's why I just got
It's
quiet.
like-
I'm like, You're right. And I'm like, you can hear my voice. It's different, right?
Oh my gosh!
It's like
Kegel-
it's
did
like
you
I'm
say
lifting a
Kegel-
weight.
Kegel or Kegel?
Kegel.
Kegels with Kelly.
Yeah.
Let's
Did
do
you
it.
ever?
Let's do it right now.
By the way,
Let's do 1,
2, 3. Yep. I just did like a. I just did. Well, are you doing a bunch? Or are you holding it?
I'm doing a bunch in rapid succession.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I had to
pretending.
stop
What I'm doing
because
is I'm
now
pretending.
talking.
I'm pretending that I'm picking up a toothbrush with it. I visualize like now I'm picking up a pound of grapes. No, I'm picking up a car off of my child. A car fell on my child and I'm lifting it off.
Mark is a lucky man.
January 30th. Jimmy Kimmel and Molly McNearney.
This is called Molly's Game,
Oh.
and it's our version of the Newlywed Game to see how well Molly knows you.
Oh boy.
Oh. Okay.
Jimmy, do you have a pen there somewhere? We need
Yeah.
Jimmy to write the answers down.
Okay. think it's a vape pen, so. Okay, Molly, don't look at my pad.
Okay.
Okay.
Turn my back.
Okay.
These are tough. Cassie.
How tough could they be? I mean, they're about me, right? I should know them.
I'm scared.
All right, here we
I
go.
like that. Wait, what was that sort of a Jersey thing?
What?
Whoa, whoa, yo, whoa.
Hey, I mean, come on already.
Okay, Molly,
Yes.
what is Jimmy's favorite thing to do with the kids?
Favorite thing to do with the kids?
I'm not answering.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2, who is Jimmy's man crush?
Okay. Oh, my man crush.
What?
I think of them as friends, but let me think.
Okay, but think silently, all
Okay.
right?
Oh, sorry.
What would Jimmy say is your most annoying quality?
Oh.
The last lie, Jimmy.
Wait. Jimmy's still on 3.
Jimmy can't even think of number 2.
Jimmy shouldn't be able to think of number 3 either.
The last
3 came immediately to
Oh,
mind.
no, really? Wow.
the last lie Jimmy told?
Last lie Jimmy told. I don't know. It's not like I admit them.
But
Okay.
she knows,
You're right.
she
These
knows,
are
she
hard.
knows. I know.
I'll think about the last lie. I don't know that. I'm honestly trying to think of what that would have been.
Yeah.
Well, I think you may not have known, right?
Yeah.
it's
And it might be somewhere in here in
Yeah.
this in Molly's game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Molly's game.
Okay.
All right, let's go through the first question. What's
Dear
the first?
listeners, it's Molly's game.
I like the theme song.
Oh, it's Molly's game.
Molly's game.
Here she is. It's Molly's game.
Molly's game.
Okay. I thought of it. All right.
All right.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, Molly, thanks so much for participating in your game.
My pleasure.
Okay, so what is Jimmy's favorite thing to do with the kids?
Feed them.
Ooh, that's right, but I got it wrong.
Yeah, I like that you got it wrong. What did you say?
I wrote draw or watch Charlie Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, shoot.
Well, no, yours was better.
He makes pancakes for our daughter Jane every morning, and not just typical pancakes. He makes me look terrible.
Oh,
because
God.
he
I
gets
hate
out,
that.
No, he has 6 different squeeze
Oh,
bottles
God.
of different
That's like,
colored.
oh, Dad's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
This fucking
Molly's
sucks.
game.
This is some game.
He has 6 different squeeze bottles of 6
Being
different
attacked for
colors.
feeding my
Wait, he
children.
puts like dye in the
Yes.
pancakes, so he makes like eyeballs and stuff.
Oh, you would
Yeah,
be. He'll make a
eyeballs.
dory.
I
and
love
it-
that. That's
like,
awesome.
And he does
Thank
it all
you.
freehand. It's unbelievable. It
That's
really is
so
quite. And so
fucking
then
lame.
when the few times he's not awake and I'm awake and Jane wants a pancake, she'll ask like, "Can I have Thomas?" I'm like, "You can have a heart or a ball." That's all I can offer.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick.
Yep.
Don't you regret, like,
Yeah.
don't
No,
you
I love
regret
it.
everything?
I regret it all. No, he's an excellent cook, and I'm very happy he does that.
Thank you, Molly.
But it does make me look bad. That's okay.
Number 2 was
Who's your man crush?
man crush.
All right, this one is tricky. He has said before that Chris Hemsworth is like the perfect looking man, but that's not who he's going to say. He's going to say Huey Lewis or Mike Piazza.
Huey Lewis.
Oh, that's amazing.
Huey Lewis.
Oh, that was amazing. Can I offer you a
See
half-eaten
that? It's
Snickers?
right there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Molly, that was incredible.
Thanks.
Congrats, Molly.
Okay, I
Thanks,
forgot
guys.
what the next.
Third one is, what would Jimmy say is your most annoying quality?
How messy my car is?
Quite the opposite. How neat.
Tight your pussy is.
Oh, yes.
No, wait, that's not annoying. That's wonderful. Shit. Sorry, didn't mean to blurt in.
No, she always wants it
gonna
to be
win.
neat, and I am messy, and then she always
So I nag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then she nags me about it.
He is the messiest human being on the planet.
Not on the planet. Come on. Now.
Well, I sort of like the tight pussy idea, but
Sorry, you missed that one, Molly.
okay. So then, number 4. What was it?
Fourth one is, what was Jimmy's most embarrassing celebrity encounter?
No.
No, did we say that?
It
No,
was
did we
what
skip
lie,
that one?
right?
Oh, yeah.
The last lie he told.
The last lie.
I skipped that one. Felt like the encounter would be too long, and it might involve me or something. All right. So the last lie.
Mm-hmm.
Was it within the last 30 minutes?
No.
Okay. Do you have one written down?
Yeah, but it was hard to come up with one, and I'm not even sure. This may actually be a lie. I'm not even sure if it's true. I'm sure I've done this once at least.
Like told me you liked something I was wearing and you didn't or something?
No, I always tell you the truth.
Yeah. God.
You'll never guess it. But
all right, what is it? I don't know.
When sometimes, I think this has maybe happened once, possibly twice. When you come up and I'm putting Jane, our daughter, to bed, you say, "Has she brushed her teeth?" And I'll say, "Yeah."
You son of a bitch! You did that like last night, didn't you?
No, I did brush her teeth last night.
Sometimes I
but that's
smell.
what made me
I'm
think
like,
of
no
it.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I knew you've lied about that. You punk. You can pay for the cavities.
Well, of course. All right, you lost again.
Molly sucked at her own
Great.
game.
I mean, what you got one right?
I got one,
That's not bad.
but I really got two because you screwed up.
Yeah.
What did I screw up?
The
Everything.
cooking for kids.
Oh yeah, you're right.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Best Fiends. We all know there really is only one match 3 style game worth playing. It's the one with an actual storyline, cool collectible characters, and non-stop action-packed adventure. It's the one with literally thousands of challenging puzzles to solve. And yes, I'm using the word literally correctly. Of course, I'm talking about Best Fiends. You meet your best fiends early in their careers. They don't have much experience, but they have heart. I recognized a little piece of myself in each of them. And so I began to assemble the perfect team. I watched them grow as we solved puzzle after puzzle, working hard and playing hard. Today, my best fiends are ready to go anytime and anywhere. I'm really proud of what they have become. With new challenges and levels added all the time, there's never a boring moment. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Intuit, powering products like TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, and Credit Karma. Intuit works for what you work for, and it was only recently that I found out they were working for me. I've been using QuickBooks for years and more recently began using Mint, which is an easy way to create monthly budgets. It was a bit surprising to realize how much I could save by learning how to make coffee. With Intuit, artificial intelligence can predict your future cash flow, recognize a misplaced digit in an account or routing number, and even connect users with live experts who can assist with navigating life changes or help with unique tax situations. Everything is automatically organized as you track your personal or business expenses by scanning receipts, invoices, and other financial documents, while smart budgeting tools let you know before you overspend. Innovative features like these make managing your finances simple, but as you probably already knew, innovation is at the core of everything Intuit does. Discover how Intuit's products can help you see what's possible at Intuit.com. That's INTUIT.com.
From January 2nd, Nick Jonas.
I mean, I certainly don't have
What
it
would
all
you
figured
look
out.
for in a woman?
What I look for in a woman?
Or in a relationship?
In a relationship. Well, I think my main thing is I look for someone that meshes well with groups. I know it doesn't say a whole lot about a personality trait, but the first step is seeing how that person is around groups of people, because that's kind of how my world is set up, you know? And that's my gauge on if someone is trustworthy, if they're kind, if they treat, well, this actually goes back to what we're saying, if they treat every single person at the table at dinner the same way they treat me, then I know that, you know, there's care there, there's an ability to really make an effort, you know? So that's number one. And then also...
But that requires like a degree of confidence, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
confidence. That's what I was going to say. I think confidence and that go hand in hand. And that's not to say that someone's got to be dominating the room in conversation. Sometimes that can be overwhelming, but I think making an effort in some sense, and in the same way that I would with new people, and you know, that's important to me early on. And beyond that, I mean, you know, I think it's. I think it's tough to say, what is attractive, because everyone is attractive for different reasons and different times in your life. And I think, it's all sort of about going with the flow and enjoying the ride.
From September 11th, JUDD APATPOW.
And we worked with Stormy Daniels 3 times.
What?
What movie was that?
She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, and she was in Pineapple Express. I don't know if we had a scene of her or cut her out, but she was Danny McBride's wife. So in the background, in the photos of his family, it's him with Stormy Daniels. But that was just because I'm very uncomfortable asking people to be naked. So I thought, I want someone who loves being naked. I don't want to ask an actress to be naked.
Yeah,
I want
that makes sense.
I want to get a pro who's like, whatever. And then she was very cool. So we said, well, now whenever we need someone who's naked, let's just ask this woman. She seems very happy and she's nice to have around. She told Seth on the set of Knocked Up that she had sex with Donald Trump.
No way.
So there's a good chance Seth is going to be at a congressional hearing at some point next year and be like, yeah, she told me on the set. I didn't think it was a big deal.
That's a good Seth impression. Can you do his like sort of rapid fire laugh?
I don't know if I'm as good at that. But I don't know. I'm just feeling it out in auditions. I mean, all sorts of great people have come in and I've missed it completely. One of the funny ones was when we were working on Pineapple Express. I didn't think Bryan Cranston seemed evil enough to play a drug dealer. And so I think we did a table read with him also, and everyone was like, he's so great. And I'm like, I don't know, he doesn't seem that scary. And so we had Gary Cole do it, and I guess I was proven wrong, although it took him years to be the scary guy on Breaking Bad. He didn't start out scary.
From June 26th, MAYIM BIALIK.
This is one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, the way my parents read it to me. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red and some are blue. Some are old, some are new, some are sad, some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I don't know. Go ask your dad. I think that's probably enough.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A couple of things that I wanted to ask you. I saw your really thoughtful video about co-parenting.
Oh.
And it really resonated with me because of all the life changes that are going on. And I loved how you put it into perspective in terms of like, never like talking shit about pretty much like anybody, I think in general, but protecting the stress of your children. And I thought that was just really wise and takes a lot of self-control. But would you mind talking a little bit about that for our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I started a YouTube channel. I started a website called Rock Nation because I was looking to express more of myself as a writer and in particular as a mom. And I got divorced when my kids were 4 and 7. So, it's been 5 years or so. And I also started a YouTube channel as a way to express more of myself in a way that a lot of people are getting information, which is, through video, obviously through podcast. And what I've decided is basically to write as if I'm not a celebrity, to write the things that I want to communicate and process for myself and see if there's other people who want to hear that. So I don't think of it like, here are Mayim Bialik's tips for how to get a divorce, like the notion of, this sort of like conscious uncoupling, right? Like when Gwyneth Paltrow talked about that and people were like, what a silly term. I was like, no, I get it. Like, I get it. This is what a lot of us are experiencing. So that video in particular, which is, one of our highest viewed videos, it's on, kind of divorce, but that sort of fallout in particular when you have children to deal with. And what I will say, I may or may not have had a very intense hour-long conversation with my older son, indicating that even 5 years later, the impact of divorce is real. Like a divorce is not something that, celebrities do because we didn't think that there were other ways to live life. And in particular, people being so critical of people in the public eye, like shit happens to us too, So that video,
except for actual shit, we don't do that.
Exactly. So that video really was the wisdom that's been shared with me, which I have found to be sound and true. From my ex and I went to a therapist through the process of our divorce and even several times after, because we knew that if we made babies together, parented them together, we were going to have to raise them together as well. We do divorced family outings. We do divorced family holidays. And was it hard at first? Absolutely. It was really painful. It's a bit better now, but it's still hard, you know? And I remember the first weekend that we physically were not living in the same home anymore, my older son got sick, you know? He got like the worst cold ever. And he laid on that couch and cried for his father all day. And here I was like, I raised him, I nursed him, I was it all the time before he even had consciousness. And he just cried for his dad. And it took everything in me to not scream like, he's not here now. I'm what you've got. Shush. And instead I did what I was told to do, which was to not move away from those feelings, which is so hard because I always wanted to be like, let's make a card about how much you miss him. And I was told not to distract away from that, but to say, yep, it's hard. And I miss being a family sometimes too. Like, wow.
Right.
Because kids know when you're not being sincere. And if I would have said to them, like, it's fine, we're going to be fine, they would have known.
Right.
I was not fine.
Right.
I'm still not fine sometimes, you know? So I've tried to be honest with my kids in a way that my parents didn't know to, because that generation of parents often had to be like, everything's fine, everything's under control. Oh, we just had a big fight, but we don't talk about it. Everything's fine. I don't want to raise my kids like that. And I'm very envious of people who didn't get divorced. And even though our lives are okay and can be okay, it's hard and that's real. And that's our life. And it sucks, you know? It sucks sometimes.
I love it that you're candid with your kids and you show them that respect of being candid.
Yeah.
Because they're, you know, they're headed for their own adventures.
Correct. And especially I think for us raising boys, you know, like you want them to be sensitive and like connected to feelings. And I actually just made another video about what you do with all the stuff from your wedding and life when you have a kid. Because that event was still the union that made them, you know, essentially. I can't just throw that away. That's part of their life. They want to see what their grandparents looked like, you know,
right.
before they were
Of
born.
course.
So it's been a real process of like, you know, assessing, like, what do you keep? What do you keep emotionally? What do you keep attachment to?
And also, like, there's so much growth through heartbreak and struggle that that it is interesting to keep some of those memories to give you perspective on where you were and how you've grown, or probably in my case, not grown. And I think that as a society, we're sort of pressured to make these very permanent decisions at a young age, you know, and sort of not like the freedom of change for all people should be sort of granted, I think.
For women in particular, like, no one told me that I wouldn't really have a handle on myself until I was almost out of my fertile years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, like my mom never mentioned that. Like, OPS, your 20s are going to be very rough, especially as someone who struggles with mental health stuff. Like, 20s are so hard. And then your 30s, you're going to be like, angry at yourself for what you messed up in your 20s and trying to right it. And then, by the time you get to 40, when people are then calling you geriatric if you want to have a baby, then you might finally feel like, oh, I get who I am. But like, it took me till I was 40 to be like, oh, this is what social anxiety looks like for me. Here's how I can manage it so I don't destroy every relationship and event that I go to. Like, that's a long time. And my kids have lived through that, right? They've lived through me learning. And in some ways that's beautiful. And in some ways it's really hard. And I wish it wasn't so.
Right.
And I think for men, it's a lot different, you know? And like, now I'm dealing with like, the hormones of being 40. No one told me that either, that like, your midwife's going to stamp you as like perimenopause. What? Like, I'm a scientist and no one like, didn't occur to me. Like, it did not occur to me that as you like enter the time when you know yourself, let's throw in hormonal shifts that make you act like a different person.
And it's
see
like,
what happens.
Guess what? You're halfway through.
Exactly. Exactly. Like you're almost dead is what evolution's telling me. Like we don't need you anymore. We will make you impossible for anyone to deal with.
You're
also,
a witch.
You're gonna grow hair on your chin and then you're gonna lose it on your head. You'll get weird veins to the back of your knees that no one should think about, but I do. Anyway,
Sim is look at Sim. He's been so silent. He's having a baby boy in 3 months.
Everything's gonna get better, I promise.
Yeah, I'm speechless right now. I don't know what to say. I'm just taking it all in.
Sorry.
That was amazing. No, but my wife she says it all the time. She said, "You have no idea how lucky you are to be a boy." She says it all the time, and I'm quickly understanding that she's right.
Oh, I mean, all of history is also geared towards favoring men, and all of religion too. So y'all have a lot working in your favor. But yeah, the hormonal challenges that we deal with, the complexity of expectations for like a women's movement that we needed, the right to vote that we had to fight for so like literally forever. Like I have to keep reminding myself how long it took for us to just be able to vote. So yeah, men have had a different ride.
And, I think a lot too about like the simple traditions of a wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of blown away by Meghan and Harry getting married recently.
Oh, I was obsessed with the visuals. Like, it's fascinating.
Like, oh my God, she's like taking it back. I love this. But anyway, no, I think I never viewed myself as a very maternal person at all. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how to hold Jack at all. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to do anything. And now that he's older, I feel like I love, it's not that I didn't love being around him at all, but I just wasn't a great caretaker because
I wasn't really into babies.
Yeah.
I mean, I did what I had to do. Yeah. It's kind of something you just want to get through.
Is this like, are we just the cat people?
Well, I mean, people assume like because I was like an attachment parenting person and I'm like a lactation educator and I had a home birth that like I'm like earth mother, like patient goddess kind of hippie. No, I'm the other kind of hippie that like these are the things I believe in and I have conviction about them. But that doesn't mean that it's fun to nurse all night for 4 years. Like those aren't things that come naturally to many of us. And I know women who love babies. That's not my experience. It's just a need machine. And even when it's yours and like it's so special, those are hard years. And some women have a lot more patience. I thought I'd have more. I did the best I could. It was hard. It was very hard. But I find that it's much more interesting when they are talking and having a sense of humor and being like, do the Cockney accent, mama.
It's like, I need my child to surprise me. Come on, do something interesting.
This pooping, sleeping, crying thing's getting old.
I'm an interesting person. Why aren't you?
Yeah. And I think also like those are feelings that a lot of women don't think to express. And I think even the conversation about postpartum depression, which needs to be had, that's a real thing. Yes. That's a scientific thing. And there's so much about women's health in particular that we really have been ashamed to talk about. And that's what I'm hoping this kind of new wave of progressive thinking, especially about women, can help us do, to be able to say like, you know what? Not every woman falls in love with the baby the second it comes out. Like sometimes it takes months. And for some of us, we can't wait till those years are over so that we can find ourselves again. Like that's also legitimate. It doesn't make us not as good mothers. It doesn't make us less feminine, less whatever. That's the scope of like the variety of being female and being human,
I think for me, like it was jarring, like the shift of identity, like feeling like, okay, I've been acting, I've been making my own money for years. I've hustled. I'm an entrepreneur and I've fought to have a living doing something that I love, which is I was on my own. But so then to have that feeling of succeeding and then to have the shift abruptly move. I love it that you're laughing because I know that
because
you can relate.
You're describing so well that shift in identity. Like that's it. Like, imagine if you have a whole life and identity that's like successful and then it's like, here, do something you've never done before that you have no training for. You also don't get paid for it. And you're probably going to do it wrong and then feel guilty. Plus, you have all these hormones making you feel bananas. And then you have random fears that, like, what if I drop the baby and it rolls down the stairs in a way that a baby's never rolled down the stairs before? Like, that does not feel normal for those of us who were raised to be empowered, independent women who achieve. But like, imagine looking at it. This is why being a parent is humbling, because I couldn't get this child to just take a goddamn nap. You know, like, I can get a PhD in neuroscience, but I can't figure out like why you're pooping at the time that I didn't think you'd poop. And it makes us feel really powerless, you know? Like, it's humbling.
Even as we're talking about this, though, I usually feel like a sleeping bag of guilt all the time. But I feel guilty that when we podcast with dads, we don't talk about this. And I hope, like, my justification is that I hope that our listeners can get some value out of this conversation, this dialogue. Mm-hmm. But I do feel guilty dominating this conversation about motherhood, because it sort of reinforces the idea that a father won't be grilled about loss of identity.
Well,
or like,
right. And I think you're right. And, you know, it's my ex-husband is a stay-at-home dad. And you know, he really dislikes when people are like, oh, you're babysitting the children. He's like, no, I'm being their parent, you know, or when people are like, wow, you made them lunch. He's like, yeah, that's what parents do, you know? So I think it works both ways. But I also think that, you know, for all of human history, like, women weren't given access to the outside world in many cases.
Right.
We were told to make children when we were literally fertile as soon as possible. That was our job, to make as many babies as you could, because so many would die, right? I mean, like, these are things that we don't think about. So the wonderful progress of the women's movement, you know, is that we can have that independence, and yet we're still being expected to kind of, you know, raise children like we're on the prairie, you know? And raising children alone or with a man is not the way women have ever done it in history, except the last couple hundred years. Putting a man and a woman together with a child and saying, like, figure it out, that's really not normal.
Remember that hot sex you were having a few months ago?
Right. Now do this. And, you know, women usually raise children with other women and with friends and
right. Yes.
Like, if you couldn't breastfeed, someone else would for you. Like, that made sense for primates, because that's how we're programmed. I don't want a man around me all the time.
I'm 41 and I'm not sure I can get pregnant again due to my incredibly healthy lifestyle. but if I did, Maya,
yes,
would you breastfeed my baby?
I'm going to go on record and say, yes, I would.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
would.
So,
and if I couldn't, I'd find someone who could.
Oh, you're well connected. Yes.
The sisterhood is alive and well.
I'll take any milk I can get.
That's right.
For March 27th, Zach Braff.
Before you got here, we were Sim
drinking.
Sim and I were throwing around an idea of a new podcast.
Called Caitlin.
Which we wanted you to be a part of.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, I'll be in it. I don't have a podcast. It's very cool to have a podcast, and I know you have a very successful one. I really am late to the game, but I'd like to get in on this action.
But you know what? You are the one that's going to make podcasting famous. Like, it's going to make it pervasive. I mean,
I'm going to try.
With
I'm putting it on ABC. I'm putting it on ABC.
Everyone will know what a podcast is after your show comes out.
I hope so.
So the idea for our new podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just start it off, right?
Sure. You want to pitch it to him?
Yeah. All right. Yo, what's up, motherfuckers? This is Chad with Bros Before Hoes. I gotta work on my male voice. Tyler?
That's your male impersonation? We're so horrible.
Do kids say yo anymore?
I don't know if yo is still around.
What's up, brah?
What's up, bro?
Brah.
What's up, brah? We got Bros Before Hoes coming at you. Not live, because it's a fucking podcast, dicks. We're going to talk about pussy. We're going to talk about tits. We're going to talk about fucking wingdings. I'm here.
This is just
Dad.
so I'm clear. This is a guy's podcast.
So this is what's the target demo?
Yeah,
obviously,
what's the premise?
Right.
It's
so,
just guys talking about guy stuff.
By the way, Zach, this hasn't been developed. This is literally.
I couldn't tell.
We're talking about Becca.
I couldn't tell. It hadn't been workshopped.
Becca's not wearing her fucking sports bra. Yo, Chad too. Did you clock that?
I clocked it, yo. This is the worst podcast ever.
What?
Wait, you really thought that? First of all, Bros Before Hoes is a great title for a podcast,
especially if it's by a woman.
Thank you. Thank you. Yo, brah. We're here with Zach Braff. Woo! Fuck yeah, dude. How much pussy you getting lately?
Wait, this is your impression.
But that's what the show should be, by the way. I think it should just be called Anna Faris Presents How Much Pussy You Getting Lately.
How much pussy you getting lately?
And
Zach Braff.
And it's a very short show. The guy comes on, he's like, "Oh, I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me." Then it's over.
Yo, thanks for being here, Zach. How much pussy you getting lately?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for
But like, be specific, yo.
I gotta go. Next up, Al Pacino.
So no Bros Before Hoes. I don't know. I love it.
You know what? I think there's an audience there somewhere.
Oh, thanks. Wow, that sounds
are
better.
Running around with
I know. Well, did you have a little bit of a?
You have a posse.
Yep. An underpaid.
You have minions.
Hardworking. Believing types.
Yeah, they believe in you. Do you think that you're kind of like a godhead to them?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, to most people. Am I not to you as well?
They probably both have small tattoos of you somewhere on their bodies.
Oh God, I hope so.
From June 5th, NATASHA Leggero and Moshe Kasher.
Natasha.
Yes.
First deal breaker goes to you, but you have to imagine that you're single, and I know that you're both sitting on a furry beanbag.
Unimaginable for me. I can't even picture it.
In a room that's unfurnished, in a mattress on the floor.
There's Celeste pizza on the ground. There's grapes.
Yes. Isn't that appetizing? Wouldn't you like a paper towel and half-baked
I'm gonna eat one
pizza?
when Moshe answers his question.
Okay. First one's for you, Natasha. He sleeps with his eyes open.
How's that a deal breaker? That's a psychotic person.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
Deal breaker.
Why?
Because it seems like it's a symptom of a deeper problem that I don't want to deal with.
Okay. All right.
I want someone healthy and fun who doesn't sleep with their eyes open. I'm sorry. I just do.
One time on a camping trip, I found my best friend asleep with her eyes open, and it was terrifying. But
did she do it every time?
Well, I didn't like sneak up on her every. I mean, maybe I did. I don't know.
I mean, our baby sleeps with her eyes open, and it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, she sleeps with her eyes open and a knife in her hand. It's a little bit weird. Natasha does well. I can't tell.
You've got to go get her.
Yeah, a real go getter. She's going to be in Scary Movie 19. She's going to be the plot of Scary Movie 19. All right,
Moshe.
Yes.
She has a tattoo of Warren Buffett on her left breast.
Oh, that's not a deal breaker at all. I'm
Really?
Jewish. I'm Jewish. I love a woman that cares about investments. I'm in.
I read he doesn't give his daughter any money.
I like that about him, actually. He's given them actually enough money to be rich for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Just not all the Buffett money.
Oh, that's not true.
She has. I'm sure she's set up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. You guys have a daughter, right?
We have a daughter.
Okay, I can't wait in like 15 years from now to play this back for her.
There's a lot of ribald and risque content to play back for her when she's 15. She's going to have a reckoning in a few years.
Natasha. He sings Journey's Don't Stop Believin' when he orgasms.
Okay, I was wondering, does ever?
Just at karaoke, it's a deal breaker. So definitely when he orgasms would be a deal breaker.
Oh my God, that's my father.
Wait, can you put it on
Answer it.
No.
Please, I want to see how.
Oh, he's so sweet, and he's so annoyed with me because I haven't been calling him back. I'm so sorry.
I can tell you were raised well. I want to hear a conversation with like a
Really?
healthy.
You can tell I was raised well?
Yeah.
Natasha, deal breaker.
Well, you might be the first person to say that.
Natasha, deal breaker. She was raised well.
It seemed like you had a happy childhood.
I did. I'm really close with my parents.
That's
Are
cool. You an only child?
No, I have an older brother, but I'm still, whatever, a fucking actor, mess, whatever. She pronounces your name, Moshe, this is for you.
Okay.
She pronounces your name as Moesha.
That's a hard deal breaker, and not even a joke. Like, I have experienced this in my real life, and I have an actual set of rules when people think they're funny to call me Moesha. I say, you have 3 Moeshas in our relationship, and you can call me that 3 times, and at the end of the third, I cease contact.
Used them all up.
I cease contact with you, and we'll never speak again. I've done it before, and I
used all 3.
I remember I was in the Tel Aviv Opera once when a girl said to me, she did the third Moesha, and I said, we're done, and I've never spoken to her since.
Moshe, you went to an opera in Tel Aviv.
I did.
Don't buy it.
It was not good.
Well, here's one thing. Sorry. I forgot
no.
we were playing a game. I was just going to tell you an anecdote.
Yeah, no, tell me.
Because isn't this about relationships?
Yes, of course.
Well, because Moshe made it seem to me like when he first came over for our first date, he brought over an Ingmar Bergman film. And so I thought, oh, he's like really into like...
It's called the hipster bait and switch right there.
Flag on the house.
Tell him what the second movie was.
Rambo
First Blood.
Oh
So it's
my
like,
God.
But that's...
like double down in.
But Rambo's okay, but...
do it all.
And
Fuck you.
And then he stopped playing video games for 2 years until I decided to marry him.
I did not stop playing video games.
Or I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I kept them from you, maybe. That I could keep from her. All right.
But I'm just waiting. No, I'm just saying. So you at the opera sounds really funny to me.
It was, it was a
That
thing.
sounds like courting Moshe.
No, that was rejecting Moshe because you called me Moesha.
Okay, Natasha.
Yes.
Next one. He's a gynecologist.
Colonicologist.
Fuck
Is this
you,
from the-
Sim.
I didn't even know that was a word until earlier today.
I know. Wait, will you say it again?
I think it's colonicologist, right, Cassie?
He
Sorry,
works on
Sim, I didn't mean to-
colons.
Colons. Yes, he puts up freeway colons.
No, you say cola.
He gives colonics for a living.
Gives colonics.
Sure, I could accept that. Sounds like we'd have a nice lifestyle. We probably go to France a few times a year.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Well, but you know what? This is like deep in the valley.
It's in the valley.
You didn't say that. No,
God's
I'll
sake.
never live in the valley.
All right, you could have said he's a
his
movie star and he
practice is
lives.
just in-
He's a movie star. He lives in the valley. Deal breaker. We're out.
His practice,
And
is
he's
in the
not
valley?
actually a doctor. He just, squirts
Squirts.
That's
liquid up.
That's a
people's-
no. Deal breaker. Yes, that's a deal breaker.
Because of the valley.
The valley and that he works for free.
He doesn't work for free.
He's not a doctor.
It's just that he's not a doctor, but he does help a lot of people in the industry.
So he's like a nurse kind of or something. He's like that guy in Dear John.
Sure.
Okay. I'll give him a shot. He can have 2 dates.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see
2
where it
dates,
goes.
2 dates, 3 colonics. It's like a Price is Right vacation.
This is for you, Moshe. She was in a cult.
Oh.
Come on. You
that's
can
not-
excuse that.
Yeah, that's not a deal breaker for me.
That's
No.
cool.
No, I was.
You guys are developing a pattern here, by the way.
What is the pattern?
Well, I think. Well, we'll examine it later.
Okay, great.
No, tell us.
Well, the pattern is that Natasha's shutting everything down.
Well, that's why I feel so grateful to be with her because she shuts it all down. I will accept anything, no standards, zero, below no standards.
Well, I mean, that's how you would always date anyone, right?
It's not that I would date anyone. It's that I would sleep with anyone who was willing. That was my one criteria was, are you willing and interested? Great. So there were some beauties and there were some other situations. And then I found my lady love.
All right.
That was a nice, hard,
I can't
awkward
even
silence.
believe that you didn't inquire about what kind of cult, though.
Oh.
Which I hadn't really thought about. But
the thing is, you said she was in a cult.
Right,
And I can forgive
she was.
anyone anything for being in the past.
Yes.
As long as it's not informing our relationship now, I don't care what you've done in your past. I don't care at all.
all right. Clocking that.
Yeah. What was the cult?
I don't know.
Blue Oyster?
Listen. We'll figure this out
Okay.
later. Okay, so he, Natasha, this is for you. He suffers from anatophobia, the fear that somehow, a duck is watching you. He's a great guy. He's
afraid there's a duck watching him.
But just every once in a while, there's like night terrors.
Well, we live on a pond, so that would be very difficult for her.
Again, I'm not up for it. It's a deal breaker.
Yeah, she's got like a paper thin deal breaker.
Woo!
If I get a bad cold, she starts packing up the car.
Moshe?
Yes.
She has a small succulent on her bedside table. Instead of watering, she pees on it.
Oh, that is a deal breaker. I won't accept that. No, I don't care about the peeing on it. It's like, why is she doing that? First of all, it's a succulent, so it's a cactus?
Yeah.
How is she getting that close with her? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on there?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, she hovers.
She hovers over a cactus
also,
and pisses
she takes
on it.
incredible vitamins.
Okay.
The rationale is that, it's like providing nutrients.
Oh, she's like a hippie woo-woo person that's like, oh, this is actually somehow...
She's a woo-woo.
This is better for the cactus if I piss on it.
Yeah.
What's she look like?
Oh, yeah, she's pretty cute. Yeah.
Pretty cute?
But listen, she's let's say she's smoking.
Is she a Silver Lake 10?
Silver Lake 10. Please don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
That actually, him saying that's a deal breaker.
Oh, you're out? We just got divorced. I don't know. That's a little crazy for me, but you know what? I'll accept it. Fine. If I love her, I'll stick with it. She pisses on it? All right, whatever. I'm in.
All right. Natasha, he calls his mommy.
Wait.
He calls his mom mommy.
I was going to say, I do call my mommy. I love her, but
he calls his mom mommy.
He's very close with his mom, so we're almost there anyway.
I don't call her mommy.
So I think that I would, if you did, knowing how you love your mom, I'd be okay with it.
Okay.
So that's not a deal breaker.
Mommy, I don't know what detergent to use.
He could say it like once a month.
Hey, mommy.
Hello, mommy. It's February 4th, so you know what day it is. It's Mommy Day.
Well, his mom's deaf, so they sign. So I guess if he was called, is there a different sign for mom and mommy?
No, there's not.
So
no, I'm good. I'm in. I'm just under the wire.
Wait. This is not your question.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
I'm gonna let this one slide.
Okay.
Just because men who love their moms, they're usually good boyfriends.
What if he's like, it's like you guys have slept together and it's like, I don't know, 7:39 a.m., right? And the phone rings and you see him like pick up his phone and he like walks to the bathroom. He's like, hey, mommy, what's up?
Very specific.
I don't know if I could deal with that.
Mommy. And
Wait,
you hear him say like, mommy, I got this super hot chick over. Yeah, she's really funny. Nah, yeah, no, I'm going to make her an Eggo. Yeah, just like you told me, mommy.
It's bordering. It's definitely on the borderline.
It's so funny, Natasha, that this is the one that you are like okay with.
Well, I didn't know how often he was going to say it, I guess.
All the time.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry,
listen,
that might be a deal breaker.
For me, it isn't. I would.
You were just roasting me because it was.
I try to make these things challenging, but I don't know. I think.
All right, so for you, it isn't.
Well, I think eventually, if I got the courage, if I liked him enough, I would be like, so that's funny that you call your mom mommy. Does everyone in your family, do like this other siblings call your mom mommy too? And
how about this? He calls his mom Barbara, but he calls you mommy.
We're gonna get to there.
Okay, great.
Wait, so Anna, would you try to convince him to stop doing it?
No.
Is that your approach?
No. It would just be a feel it out situation. I may seem like I'm an incredibly strong, empowered woman, but truthfully, no, I'm needy and I just want to please and I want people to like me. So
your parents loved you too much for you to be a stand-up comedian, and
I guess so.
want to bomb on stage every night.
We like you, mommy.
Well, that brings us to our next deal breaker. She calls her dad daddy. And this one's for you, Mojo.
Ooh, tell your story.
Well, there was one.
You love your stories.
Do you want to just tell the punchline without context? It seems to be the way you like storytelling. Hi,
This is the moth, and I never saw men in the same way again. Thank you. Good night.
I bombed on the moth. I'm really bad at stories.
I bet you did.
I'm not good at them. I don't know how to do it.
And that was the last time I prayed. Wait, what happened? Nah, that's it. Good night. Thank you. I did once. Is this a dirty or a clean?
Dirty.
Okay. I did once go on a date with a woman, and she was like, we mentioned her father, and she was like, my father died when I was 14, the piece of shit. I wish he died when I was 12. And I was like, oh my God. Like, that was the beginning of the date. And I was like, okay. And then we went out to eat. And then later that night, we did have sex. And she was literally talking to me, literally in bed with me going, oh, daddy, daddy, like a Muppet baby. And I am up. I was like, could you hide your psychological disorder like one layer beneath the subconscious? Like, I can't have a one-to-one. I know exactly what this is. I'm a very open, like, sexually person. That's the only time I've ever told a person, hey, you gotta dial it back on the role play thing. It's not working for me. Like, we gotta go
like
adult.
a Muppet baby.
Straight up. Like a different voice. Like, it was crazy.
I feel like you're making it more guttural than she probably was like trying to be a little more sexy.
No, it was like it was
daddy like that.
Ooh, that's good, Natasha.
It was so.
He's doing it like,
wait. Hold on. Do it again.
Daddy, don't die.
No.
Not right now.
No,
Daddy. Oh,
what you're doing right now is
Daddy.
sexual. What you're doing right now
Daddy,
sounds sexual.
no.
I like it. I'm interested. I'm
Natasha
aroused.
and I are going to have a daddy off.
A daddy off.
Oh, Daddy. Daddy.
No, it was more like. I want Blue's Clues. That's what it was like. It was so creepy.
This is what Moshe's. That's the only kinds of people he dated before he met me.
There was some wild nights. But I did. I said to her, I felt bad because I was like, I don't want to I know that being intimate with a person is like a very vulnerable situation for a person. And I didn't want to
Sounds like it wasn't for you.
I just didn't know what to do. It was really, it was not working for me.
That's why I don't like casual sex. I don't want that thrown on me.
No.
I want to know someone and know they're not going to do something like that when I'm naked.
Well, when somebody is entering your body.
Yeah, and then they just start.
It's like, I don't, it's maybe it's a little different for, the.
I was sweet about it. I wasn't like, hey, stop it with the daddy, you dumbass. I was nice.
I bet you were just like, oh, I'm about to come. Shut up,
like,
bitch.
Don't stop believing, daddy.
Oh, gosh. So is it a deal breaker, Mosh? Sounds like a yes. Because I think you were probably, I think she was embarrassed by it, right? Like if you're having sex with someone and you start doing that, because some guys do think baby talk is sexy.
Oh, I think she was proud. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Natasha, but don't you think?
You think she was proud?
Listen, if she had given me the baby talk without the I wish my dad had died when I was 12, I maybe could have rolled with it a little better, but it was just like, I see what's happening here and I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, Natasha, he has his high school soccer trophies in his room.
Oh my God. That's a deal breaker. I don't even care if he's
But he was like a forward.
Okay, you know what? If he was doing it ironically, I would. Because that's kind of funny.
I think it's pretty kind of funny. I don't know.
But if he was seriously proud of being a soccer star when he was at AYSO and on childhood,
AYSO.
My brothers were in that.
Okay, Moshe, on the second date, you both go back to her house and she has candles lit everywhere, not to set the mood, but because she doesn't have electricity.
Oh, she's like broke? That's interesting. I'm more concerned that they're already lit from a fire safety perspective. But no, I think I would be able to get down with that. I'm in.
You definitely would.
Yeah, I kind of like a little bit of a mess.
Okay, but here's another twist. She believes that electricity causes cancer.
I'm out. Go piss on a cactus, you crazy motherfucker. I'm gone.
Moshe hates woo-woo, anything,
Although I've gone to Burning Man for 18 years in a row. I don't know why.
Gemstones.
I do like it, but I also hate
essential oils.
I do. I love it
meditation.
and hate it. I don't mind meditation. I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, this you could sell. Maybe
Do you have 20 minutes?
Oh my god. I have a friend who does transcendental meditation, and we drive over here to surf together. Sometimes we drive to the west side from the east side, and he's twice now done this thing where about 10 minutes into the drive, he's like, okay, you want to put a podcast on or something? Because I'm going to do 20 minutes of meditation while I'm driving. That's like, that's etiquette-wise, like truly unacceptable, right? He's going to meditate in the car while I drive in silence.
But wait, not silence because he wants to put a podcast on.
What he's allowing me that so that I'm not like furious.
Does he want you to use headphones? This is the first I'm hearing of this.
No,
it sounds like you might need an audience. And
no, I just when I'm driving with a friend, he's got to like
listen. I need an audience too, but
it's not about
no. That's
attention.
rude. I think that's rude.
Would you be down with that?
No,
okay,
but it sounds like you like this person.
I mean,
you drive from the east side to the west side.
Well, he likes to go surf.
Surfing. Oh, okay, all right. I wouldn't be crazy about that. That would be weird.
Yeah.
And also, I'm suspicious of, and it's because it makes me vulnerable. The idea of meditation makes me feel like when people talk about it, my friends that are into it, not that I have any friends, but I've heard about it, friends and meditation.
We're your friends, Mommy.
Thank you. Thanks, Daddy. Oh, Daddy.
Stop
Daddy.
it. You have to stop it.
Oh, Daddy.
You've got to stop it right now.
Meditate,
This isn't what.
Oh, Daddy.
Let's surf.
Daddy, wait, yeah, you. Come on, take us surfing. I bet you snowboard or ski too.
I just climb roofs and surf. That's
it. But do you like to rock climb?
What is this, like the horniest extreme sports girl ever?
I bet you read.
I do read. Ingmar Bergman. I watch Ingmar Bergman exclusively.
I'm sorry, I'm just the worst. But it sounds to me like, Moshe, you have a higher acceptance. You know what I should say? Is that your threshold of getting laid seems just a little lower.
You say higher
than
acceptance,
your wife.
I say lower standards. It depends on your nomenclature.
Well, listen, it sounds like your wife has thought a few more things through.
No, I'm just not judgmental. I'm an open-minded person.
Well, also,
No.
he's thinking of this.
You're not-
He's thinking of these people for sex, right?
I'm not thinking of anybody for anything. It's for your game.
I was thinking of marrying each of them. That was what my answers were based on.
October 7th, Kevin Smith.
And coming off of almost dying. 7 months ago, I had a heart attack. So,
I know, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, I'm not. It changed my life. I lost a bunch of weight. I'm still alive. It teaches you. It's like the third act of Scrooge. Suddenly you're like, everything's a blessing, and shit like that. So it was great. It totally worked out. And it wasn't even painful. So it wasn't even like I was like, oh my God, I was in agony. And then I changed my life. I just thought I couldn't catch my breath. Whole time. When I got to the hospital, the doctor was like, no, I'm Mark Ladenheim. Nice to meet you. I said, hey man, how are you? He goes, what's the problem? I said, I can't quite catch my breath. He goes, okay, well, pain level, scale of 0 to 10, where are you? I said, -3. He goes, well, you're doing this all wrong. I said, what do you mean? He goes, if you're in the middle of a massive heart attack, you should be in a lot of pain. I said, well, I'm not in the middle of a massive heart attack. He goes, you are. They didn't tell you? He's like, they waited for me to tell you. You're in the middle of a massive heart attack. He's like, I could get you upstairs because if it's what I think it is, we got to move fast. So
Is
I'll
that
see you
when
upstairs.
did you feel a surge of panic? I mean,
No, because I was baked
you were
off
in the
my
middle.
ass.
Oh, good. Okay.
I was shooting in the middle of shooting 2 comedy specials. We were supposed to shoot 2 specials that night that were going to turn into a Showtime special, which is already up and running. You watch it on Showtime now. It's called Silent but Deadly.
I love it that you're plugging.
Before I have to. I was the title before I knew I was having the heart attack. So it was Silent but Deadly is what we were calling it because I played Silent Bob once. So in the middle of 2 shows, we had a break. I was supposed to do an hour break, then do another hour. I did 2 hours because I was just on a roll. And then we were going to take a break and do the second show. And then they'd cut all that together into one show. That's pretty much how they do comedy specials. So after the first show, I couldn't catch my breath. Like I was sitting there going like, I could breathe, but I can't go all the way up, ring the bell, and come back down. This is weird. And I started sweating. But I sweat when I fucking breathe, so that didn't mean anything to me. And then I started getting cold. Then I chased people out of the green room because I was like, I felt like I was going to get sick. And like, I'm like an animal when I get sick. I just want to go off to the woods and fucking die by myself. So I was like, everyone, can you guys get out? Laid on the floor, threw up, and I never threw up. It wasn't chunky. It was just bile. But I was like, that's fucking weird. I never throw up. So I looked for a couch to lay down on. I was like, I need a couch, I think. And I couldn't get comfortable and shit. I was turning left and right. Could not catch my breath. So I stood up, you self-diagnose in moments like that. You're like, I'm a doctor. I know what I should do. And I sat in a chair and put my hands over my head because I was like, this will facilitate breathing. So I'm sitting in the chair with my arms over my head. Shit, look like I'm celebrating a touchdown. And then Jordan Muse, Jordan Monsanto, her name is, Jason Muse's wife. She runs our company. She was there, and she's like, I canceled the second show. I was like, why the fuck would you do that? She's like, I've never seen you be sick, and this is really scary. I've never seen this before. And I was like, well, I really don't feel well. I would honestly, like, I'm okay that you cancel. I know we did 2 hours, so we can cut an hour out of that, right? She's like, don't worry about the special. She's going, but this is scary. I was like, all right, maybe I should go to a doctor. And she says, it's Sunday night, they're all closed. So I called an ambulance. I said, what the fuck did you do that for? You're going to find out I was just too high. This is going to be embarrassing. Fucking turn that around. She's like, I can't. They're here. And when you call an ambulance, the fire department comes. God knoweth why. 6 fucking brawny ass firemen came in, man. And some of them were younger, young enough to be like, oh shit, Silent Bob. Why is he celebrating a touchdown? So they came in. I was like, hey. And then they said, we're here because somebody's in the middle of an episode. I said, yeah, somebody else called for y'all. And then the medics come in, guy and a girl and stuff, Bobsy twins. She got like this kit and he's got the cuff. And they're like, hey.
They're probably asking you, like, are you on anything, sir?
No. First thing they asked me, they go, what's your name? I said, Kevin Smith. And they're like, okay, Mr. Smith, we need to know. I said, hey, Mr. Smith's my father. They're like, we've heard that joke before. We're rushing here. We need to know what's going on with you. I said, I can't breathe. I said, I can breathe, but I can't go up all the way. My breath is shallow. Feels weird. And I've been sweating, but I sweat when I breathe and blah, blah, blah. So the dude's cuffing me up and doing that. And the lady is opening up this kit.
The image of cuffing, whatever. Okay.
He was cuffing me up doing the blood pressure.
Like the idea of you being arrested while you're having a heart attack.
Yeah, they would put your hands behind your back. They read me my rights. So the lady, she opens up her tackle box, got a bunch of wires in it. Looks very medical. Without even asking me, she yanks my fucking top up. And, you know, I was 256 at that point. Every titty I had fell out onto the floor. I was like, whoa! And I yanked my shirt down. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, we got to put stuff on you. We got to put these leads on you. I was like, I don't lift up my shirt ever. I said, I've been married nearly 20 years. I still haven't taken my fucking shirt off. I said, please never do that again. She goes, well, how am I going to get this on you? I said, I will hold the shirt up open. You reach up under it and shit. Use my nipples as like, you know, landmines or whatever, landmarks. And then you could do it that way. And she looks at the guy and the guy's just like, he goes like this because he's like, we're not going to get anywhere with this guy. So she reaches up and starts doing that. He's reading my blood pressure and he goes, Kev, do me a favor, open your mouth. And I said, all right. And I did. And he goes, I'm going to put something in it. Lift your tongue. And I did. And he sprays some shit in my mouth. And he goes, close your mouth. And I did it. And then he went back to work. And I remember thinking, like, so fucking weird. It's against everything my parents ever taught me in life. Like, if a stranger comes to you and says, open your mouth, I'm going to put something in it. You say fucking no. But he was wearing a uniform. So I would have put anything in my mouth at that point. I was like, ah. So then all of a sudden he goes, you know what? We're going to take you to the hospital. And I said, please don't do that. This is fucking embarrassing, dude. I smoked 3 joints earlier today. I smoked 1 big fat one before I got on stage. That's all this is. I promise you. And he goes, nah, we're close. We're real close to the hospital. So better safe than sorry. Let's just check in. Are you cool with that? I was like, I guess. He goes, you ever been to the hospital before? I said, I've visited people and shit. He goes, well, you never been in? I said, no. And he goes, oh, you're going to have a good time. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, we'll let you do the siren. I said, all right. So they bring me out the back of the club, right?
And did you got to do the siren?
I did. They bring me out the back. There's a crowd of people who were ready to go to the second show who were told he's not doing a second show. And they didn't tell him why because nobody knew. All they knew was I threw up. So the word that they said was he's got food poisoning. So as I was being wheeled out, like in the fucking chair to the ambulance, there's the whole crowd for the second show. And they're like, woo, go get him, Kev, and shit like that. And I see one guy going like this. He's making that universal, finger into the throat.
Yeah,
thing. Well, I didn't know what it meant. I was like, are you fucking telling me to suck your dick as I get put in an ambulance, you rude piece of shit? But it was a guy going, I heard you were sick. You're like food poisoning. I didn't hear that part of the story and shit. So I get to the hospital. The fucking doctor's just like, you're having a heart attack. I had no fucking clue at that point, man. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's going, this is what a heart attack feels like.
I'm scared as you're recounting this story.
I lived through it.
Hysterical. But man, it's hard to like
so to me, I was
laugh.
I mean,
it's
so
it's
level
like,
the whole time.
I mean, you're delivering it in a hysterical way, but man, I'm scared.
Don't be.
Okay, wait. A couple of questions though.
Yeah.
I know that you've had, and I don't want to get too much into this because we've got a bit to do, but
is there an agenda? Do I see paper over there?
Yep.
Is that how you conduct yourselves on podcasts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You guys come prepared, I see.
But did it change your sort of spiritual view?
Not really, because I was always a fairly spiritual cat. It didn't make me go, oh shit, these are the things that are important in life. I always knew that. It didn't hit me on that level. It did remind me how fucking mortal I am. And I don't know if it's this case with you, but those of us that like wind up in the business of show get paid to make pretend for a living. Since you're being paid essentially to act in a childish way, not to be a child or be childish, but you're getting paid to do something kids do for fucking free. So as an adult, when you look at that on the scale of things one could get paid to do, acting, making movies, all this shit, that's getting paid to make pretend. You're already way ahead of the rest of the world at that point and shit. Like, you cracked the code, you won the lottery, it's all fucking good. But even with that, man, like, it's possible to keep the level head of knowing, like, shit, all this, I'm already breathing rarefied air. This is fucking awesome. I was always fairly together. I had a good head on my shoulders. Although I was a Catholic up until like I was 29. But I've always had a pretty strong spiritual center. When I was dying on the table, because the doctor tells me when I get up into the
doctor
OR,
tells you while you're having a heart attack that you're dying. Hey man, I like your movies.
he was
you're
awesome.
dying.
Oh my God, I love this guy. He saved my life. He was just on the phone today. He called me about my blood work. He's like, we got your blood work. It's all great, man. He went through all my triglycerides and all that shit. And then he goes, hey, man, if I invited you over for dinner, would you come over? I said, fuck yeah, man, absolutely. Invite me and the wife, or we'll be there in a heartbeat. He said, all right. And I hung up. My wife goes, did you just invite us to somebody's house for dinner? I said, that motherfucker saved my life. I'll eat out his ass if he asks me to. Of course I'm going to go over his house. So when I was on the table in the OR and shit, Dr. Leidenheim, he goes...
Dr. Leidenheim. Hey, shout out.
Shout out to Dr. Leidenheim. Guy saved my life. I mean, if I was like, I was in Gotham and somebody was about to shoot me and fucking Batman saved my life. Do you know how often I'd reference Batman? I'd be like, shout out to Batman. I'd be telling that story like crazy. This guy is the Dr. Batman. He saved my life in the Gotham of my corroded fucking heart.
Oh, God, there should be an evil doctor that like
Dr. Giggles?
Oh.
That was an old movie.
Oh, all right. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. Go back.
All right, so I'm laying on the table.
I want to be an evil doctor at some point.
Dr. Leidenheim, not evil, so good at what he does. He pops up. He goes, okay, I got to go up through your groin, through your femoral artery, into the heart. He's going, I want to check that out. He did that, and I was on fentanyl. I didn't know. I thought I was just blazed, but they put me on a fentanyl fucking drip. When they brought me out of the operation, my wife was there, and she was all upset. And she's like, are you all right? I was like, if that's a fucking heart attack, give me 9 more. That was easy. And she goes, what are you on, drugs? And I said, no, they didn't give me nothing. I was sober for that whole fucking thing. And the doctors right behind me go, he's way hopped up on fentanyl right now. So while I was laying there, he goes, oh, it's what I thought. You're 100% occluded in your LAD. I said, what does that mean? He goes, you've got 100% blockage in the main artery that comes across the front of your heart. He's going, so what we have to do is open that up. We're going to have to put a stent in you. You know what that is? I said, yeah, my mom's got a stent in her heart. It's a little tiny pencil lead thing that is made of wire mesh. They stick it in your artery and open it up. Because my artery was all clogged by a bunch of gross shit that I've eaten since I was a child. So he's like, we're going to do that. And he goes, you know what a stent is? I said, yeah, my mom's got a stent in her heart. And he goes, oh, do you have a history of heart problems in your family? I said, no, my mom's got a stent. That's all. Plus my dad died of a massive heart attack at age 67. So he was like, we got to go fucking fast. He goes, but before we dive into this, Kev, he goes, I know you like comic books. I said, I do. He goes, you know what they call that artery runs across the front of your heart? I said, no. He goes, it's called the Widowmaker. I said, why? And he goes, because in 80% of the cases of 100% occlusion, the patient always dies. He's going, but you're going to be in the 20%.
I love that you asked why.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was curious and I was baked. I said, why? And he told me, and he goes, but you're going to be in the 20% because I'm good at my job. And then he disappeared into my crotch like the white rabbit and fucking just made magic. And the whole time I was laying on the table, I went through a series of things. I wasn't sitting there. I wasn't angry. I wasn't fucking I certainly didn't beg God for forgiveness or to extend my life. I figured I made dogma. God would be like, go fuck yourself. So I didn't waste time with any of that stuff. Plus it seemed like presuming on a friendship. Imaginary one, but a friendship nonetheless. Like, fucking save me. That's what I thought about. I was like, you've had so much. Like, yeah, you're 47. I was 47 when it happened. And I was like, but look at the fucking life you've gone on. You got to do more things than you ever fucking imagined and shit like that. Like, if this is the price you got to pay, like you're going to die early. Yeah, it's early. You thought you'd live much longer than this. But if this is the price you pay, like, punch ticket and fucking go home, man. Like, pay Sharon, get on a fucking boat and cross the sticks. Don't be a bitch who hangs out, digging his claws into the fucking ground, go, no, I want to stay. And I always assumed I'd be that guy. I'm terrified of fucking dying. I'm not brave at all. No courage, all cowardice and shit. But the notion of being told point blank, you got a 20% chance of dying in the next hour if I fuck this up, and an 80% chance of fucking being dead when this is all over. Suddenly I was going like, well, you've lived your whole life with your head up your ass, staring at yourself, navel gazing and whatnot. This is it. You may not get the chance after this and shit like that. What are your closing thoughts? So I sat there thinking about the last 47 years. And I was just grateful. That was it. The whole time I was just like, oh my God, what are the chances?
From May 1st, EUGENIO Derbez.
My producer and dear friend, Sim, told me that he did so well in Spanish class.
You're not really doing this.
That he doesn't know how to speak it, but he can read it and interpret it.
Really?
Very well.
He said that?
That's what he said.
What I said was I placed out of taking Spanish in college because I did well in high school. It's something called advanced placement. So I placed out of it. But I told her that I can't speak. I can read it fluently.
So he says
and I can understand it, I think, but I can't.
Well, this is a test for Sim.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
So
everyone here in the U.S. tells us the same story. I took Spanish at college.
And all we
but I
know
don't
is
speak
yo,
at all.
tango, and burrito or something.
But I'm not claiming to be able to speak it. I never said that. I said I could read it.
Read it and understand it was my
Read it,
assumption.
yeah, I think so.
So read it and translate it.
Okay, so where do you want me to start from?
Eugenio's, well, from the top. Take it from the top, Sim. Take it from the top.
Okay. Voces dos banditos. Pega o gallo, pego o gallo.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
First, continue.
Okay.
I'll
just read
tell
it.
you
Okay.
at the end.
Ai. Busca-pe, tu acho mesmo que Oscara vão te dar emprego no jornal se tu conseguir tirar essa foto.
Oh my God. Should I say the truth?
Well, I think that he needs to tell us what he thinks he said.
You know what? I'm realizing this was just a bad idea on my part.
Yeah, because
I'm realizing that it's been a long time since I practiced my Spanish.
Out of your AP
That was
Spanish
a
class.
long time ago.
Oh, but come
That was a
on,
long
you must have some memory retention.
Pora tu tá arriscando e a vida por causa de uma foto, meu irmão, dá tempo.
Okay, guys.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Eugenio.
Listen, no.
I'm so sorry.
This is
I'm butchering your language, and I love your language, and I'm sorry. I've completely destroyed it.
I just love it that he thinks he knows it.
Let me tell you something. This is very interesting, and this is not a sketch. This is happening in real time. Guys, neither you, Anna, not even the audience that's hearing this. This is not Spanish. No, really.
I was trying to figure this out. This doesn't look like Spanish.
Portuguese.
This is Portuguese. I know. I was trying to figure out why I didn't understand this. This was like.
So you're not.
This is why I'm confused. Thank you. Now I feel so much better.
You're not
I'm
even.
like, what the fuck is this? I have never seen these words before.
You're not
I don't
even-
understand. I understood photo. Photo's probably the same, and that's about it.
You're not even able to notice the difference between Spanish and Portuguese.
That's so
In my
embarrassing.
defense, I didn't even look at it.
I can't believe you guys. Wait, Cassie,
This is so
aren't you like a
embarrassing.
quarter Mexican? You are. You're a quarter Mexican, Cassie.
This is not even Spanish.
From January 23rd, Colin Hanks.
I'm going to test you guys to see how well you know your movie, The House Bunny.
Oh.
But it's going to be done a little differently.
She's going to know it much better than me.
So, Colin, I'm going to ask you the questions first, and you're allowed to pass anytime you want.
Okay.
And the goal is to get as many right in the least amount of time.
Okay.
Okay. So, Cassie, when you have a timer, and
So it's just me
Just
for
you
right
first.
now.
Right.
Okay.
Colin, where does your character Oliver work?
At a retirement home.
While at dinner, you compliment Shelley on her knowledge of a certain country. Which country?
Pass.
Demonstrate how Shelley remembers your name.
Oliver.
What does Oliver order on their first date?
Pass.
Finish Oliver's dialogue. I like taking long walks with rude people, but...
Offshore piers?
What is Oliver's mode of transportation?
He walks. I don't remember him doing anything. A bike? I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Who does Shelley tell Oliver she's voting for?
Someone on American Idol.
When Shelley gives Oliver a donation check, what name does she write on the pay to the order of?
Phil Trophy.
What is Oliver doing when he first meets Shelley?
He's putting up like a poster or something.
Okay, I'll go back to the ones you skipped. While at dinner, you compliment Shelley on her knowledge of a certain country. Which country?
I don't know.
What does Oliver order on their first date?
Pasta. I have no idea.
Okay, and the other one is, you got that one right. Okay, and I think then that's the other one you passed is when Shelley gives Oliver a donation check, what name does she write on paid the order of?
It's not Phil Trophy?
Stop the timer.
Oh, stop the timer.
Okay. All right.
That was impressive.
That was probably...
Damn.
That's probably the best I'm ever going to get for watching.
Let me see if Anna knows any of these. Where does your character Oliver work? Do you know? You got that one wrong. You said a retirement home.
Yeah.
It's an old folks' home.
It's a nursing home. Is the same thing? Is a nursing home the same?
That's the same thing.
Yeah, totally the same thing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
A retirement home, nursing home, same thing.
Fine. We'll
Yeah,
do it.
Same
totally.
diff.
Fine. While at dinner, the country, it's North Korea. And you
Get
ordered
some of that North Korean.
Did you know
humor.
that? It was North Korea.
Okay.
And the order at dinner, that was
Well, for me, I know.
no.
I don't remember.
Chicken piccata.
Oh, that's right.
But chicken piccata is not pasta.
It's not pasta.
You can get pasta on the side.
It's not pasta. I just remember that it was shot at the farmer's market at night. That I remember.
That one wasn't.
That one wasn't? Mm-mm. That's the
Listen,
second date?
You cannot be blamed. I'm so impressed that you remember any of this.
Well, I remember a lot of stuff because a lot of the Oliver thing, like people will like come up to me and go, Oliver. Like people will do that.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, people will definitely do that.
Mode of transport, bike. That's correct. Whoever Randy and Paula picked, you got that one correct.
Okay.
Pay to the order of old people.
That makes sense.
And you were posting volunteer signs.
But she was doing the Phil Trophy.
Yeah.
So can we give credit to that one?
That's like a 50-50.
We'll
Come on,
give you credit.
give me some petty credit.
All right.
Give me some petty credit.
I'm
So
flattered
you
and
have-
impressed that you remember so much.
I appreciate that. Okay.
So Colin, you got 6 right.
Hey.
In a minute 30. That's not bad at all.
That's not too bad.
Shit.
That's not
All
too
right,
bad.
Anna, you have to beat 6
Now
in a minute 30.
remember, this was only your baby for like
Fuck
2.5 years of your
Colin.
life. This was only the movie that you shepherded up that mountain.
Oh, fuck off.
All right, Anna, you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Cassie, the timer is set. Name of the sorority Shelley helps.
Theta. Fuck. Pass.
Pass. Name of Shelley's cat.
Pooter.
When Shelley was little, what type of mask did she wear for a month because she thought she was ugly?
Scooby-Doo.
What does Shelley think a nursing home is?
A place where people go to die. People go to be happy. People go to be numb.
Who did Shelley...
Nursing? No, it must be a place of like nurses, where nurses live. Fuck. Okay.
Who did Shelley let grind on her during a slow dance at the Playboy Mansion?
Oh God. Ooh, this pass. I got to pass, but that's gonna make me crazy.
What were both titles of Shelley's Playboy pictorial?
Oh,
just name one.
Oh, girls who want to sleep with Rob Lowe.
Which country does Shelley tell Oliver that she is moving to with the Peace Corps?
Oh God. Ooh, you made mine hard.
It's your movie.
Oh God. Pass.
That's so unhopeful.
What kind of car does the Playboy Mansion give Shelley to drive?
Well, it's my old station wagon.
Finish Shelley's dialogue. Kindness is just love with...
It's work boots on.
In bunny years, how old is Shelley when she gets kicked out of the mansion?
59?
All right, stop the clock. How long? 44 seconds?
Whoa.
Minute 44. Okay, name of this the sorority Shelley helps is Zeta Alpha Zeta.
Wait, I thought you were going to give me a second chance too. Fine.
Fine. We'll keep going.
No,
All right, we'll keep going.
no, it's fine.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're right.
No.
We'll keep the timer going. Name of the sorority Shelley helps. I just said it.
Theta Alpha Zeta.
That's incorrect.
Hurry up, she's on time.
I know.
Okay, I'm sorry. So the next one you pass is, who did Shelley let grind on her during a slow dance at the Playboy Mansion?
Bob Bob Saget?
That's correct. What were both titles of Shelley's Playboy pictorial? Just give me one title.
I thought it was Girls Who Want to Sleep with Rob Lowe.
Was that one of them,
Girls
Cassie?
no. Oh, Girls Who Slept with Charlie Sheen.
Cassie, was that one of them? Do you remember? No, we got different answers. Sorry. We then let me keep going. Which country does Shelley tell Oliver she's moving to with the Peace Corps?
I'm moving to. Is it some place in South America, right? But it's kind of a made up country. Is it Patagonia? Is it close? No, it's not Colombia. No, Venezuela. No, Uruguay. Ecuador.
Colin, do you want to steal?
No, I don't. But I just love how we're just like given like 8. We're on like chance 18 on this.
Argentina? No.
Nope. You can keep going.
Brazil.
You want to pass, and I'll get back to it.
I guess.
Have you tried Estonia?
Okay, that's the nope.
Maybe it's not in South America.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Okay, that's it. So the answer is Peru.
Oh God, the shortest one.
Peru.
What were both titles? Girls from the Midwest and Girls with GEDs.
Oh, maybe they cut the Girls Who Slept with Charlie Sheen line. It was in an earlier cut.
Yeah, see, I have a feeling like for you, you're going to really remember the things that you've like fought for, and you're not going to remember like what the actual joke was.
You both got 6 right.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
There you
It's a tie.
go.
That's the
It's a
Shelley
tie.
way. Shelley would
There you
want us
go.
all to tie.
From August 14th, Bo Burnham.
Anna, say hi to Madeline.
Hi, Madeline. It's Anna. Thank you so much for doing this.
And Anna's going to introduce our special guest.
We've got Bo Burnham here. He directed the most magnificent movie called 8th Grade.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi, Bo. Hi, Anna.
Hi, you have a beautiful name. I love that name.
Thank you.
Madeline, so your subject email says, "Am I a cougar?" So let's answer that question. Tell us what's going on.
Right. So I met my boyfriend almost 2 years ago at work. We worked together. We were really good friends for a while. We became really close. Nothing romantic. But on New Year's Eve of this year, things escalated from friends to more than that. And we've sort of been inseparable ever since. He's awesome, great, like in so many ways. I care about him a lot, but shortly after New Year's, he had a birthday coming up. And he said he was going to be 24. I knew he was younger than me. And we have friends at our old company. I no longer work there, but we had friends of all age groups, so it wasn't a big deal. But I had no idea that I'm 29, about to be 30. We're almost exactly 5 years apart. I had no idea that he was 24. Not like he was 18 or 19. It wasn't like, oh my God, are you kidding me? But it definitely, we talked about it. I was like, well, I'm 29. Like I'm going to be 30 this year. And he was like, yeah, okay, cool. Like he didn't think anything of it. And so everything is so great between us, but my only qualm is that he's 5 years younger. And we're moving in together next month. We're both moving to a new city for different jobs. And I guess after we talked about it and he didn't care about it at all, like it wasn't a big deal to him that I was older. I was like, okay, whatever. And things were so great. And I felt like I really met could be the one person. I've been out with, always dated guys older than me. And not to bash on the guys I dated before, but they were nowhere near as mature as my current boyfriend, older than me. So I just, it's been the only issue really. And a couple of my girlfriends, most of my friends and family love him. They're like, oh, that's so great. Who cares that he's younger? Like, what is the big deal? Doesn't matter. But a couple of my girlfriends, like, we would go to brunch and they'd meet him and they would pull me aside and be like, oh my gosh, he's wonderful. And I would tell them how old he was. And they were like, they had this load on their face, like, oh.
Well,
okay.
Bo's dying.
Both of you are
dying.
Chomping at the bit here.
I'm dying.
You go, Bo.
This question was made for me.
Yes.
So
That's what you were trying to tell me?
yes, this is made for me. So Madeline, you're 29, he's 24?
Yeah.
I am 27. my girlfriend is 40 and I've been with her for 6 years. So I was 20.
Oh my God, Bo, you're my new best friend.
Yes. So I was 21 and she was 33 or 34. So that was like, I mean, that is a much more, you know, it felt very extreme at that time. And like, I was 21.
Right.
So this worry of like, you know, I don't know, him being in his glory days and robbing him of some time that you thought he might be having, like, it's just, it really, really is not the case. First of all, like the horrible sexist double standard in this horrible world of ours is like men's glory days are until the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Like, and so that doesn't have to be worried about. But
right.
Like, I would talk to my girlfriend honestly about this stuff. And it sounds like from what you're talking about with your boyfriend, you can speak honestly with him. And it's like all he's missing out on is like, I don't know, awful relationships in your early 20s that don't really work that well. Like, you search so long for a relationship that means something and is meaningful. The glory days are being in a loving relationship with somebody you care about. So, I mean, this is like so close to home that I actually have like too many answers where I can't even go for it. But I'm saying I am 6 years into being on the other, in exactly what you were in, and having literally lost, quote unquote, the glory years you're worried of robbing of him, like zero regret, no worry about that. Like, if something's working and it's good and you're happy, what, he's gonna like run around and like get drunk and have like awful hookups? Like, who cares? Like, as opposed to like spending time with you and being in a loving relationship and having something work. That's
honestly like almost verbatim what he said to me before. I think it's my own like neuroses right now that is just driving me nuts. I know it's my own personal insecurity.
Two ideas that I have. I think one, it doesn't sound like this is where it's coming from, but if the question is sort of coming from little clues that he's given you, but it doesn't sound like that's the case at all. It sounds like you guys are in a really loving, wonderful relationship. I think the bigger thing though is the big life change that you guys have. Like if you're right now surrounded by friends and family and you're moving to a different city together, you know, sort of like age being a whatever, like I don't think that that's, you know, a thing, but I think that this could be coming from a bit of a fear of that. I don't know if you'll have a support system in your new city or not. That will present its own challenges and probably some amazing times and amazing adventures. But it will be a time for you guys to be leaning on each other, having a whole new experience.
Well, I was going to say, like, and in my 20s too, and I spoke with Sam about this, is that I like really went for it. Like, I moved to so many different cities. I lived abroad for a while. I've changed jobs way too many times, more than I should have. But I've like really, quote unquote, lived it up. And oh my gosh, like me at 24 is so different than how he is at 24 that it's sometimes hard for me to like get out of my own head and be like, oh, maybe everyone isn't looking for this like crazy experience throughout their 20s. It was just hard for me to relate at first that he was like so cool with it.
So
I was like,
Madeline,
wait, don't you want to go like live abroad or I don't know? He was like, no, I love to travel, but no.
Is this? Are you feeling a tiny bit of cold feet? And it's okay if you are, and you don't even have to answer. But it is something to
No,
maybe
I'll
ask.
definitely answer. I mean, I really, really care about him. I think that's what scares me and why I'm acting so like panicked right now is because I've avoided finding the right person throughout my 20s. So I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm going to move cities tomorrow. You know, I'm not going to settle down. I'm not going to get close to this guy because I'm leaving. And this is the first time where I'm like, no, I really want to. I actually do. My only issue is that he's younger, and I'm afraid of just robbing him of.
It's also like, it really is, Madeline. It is like a cultural double standard that is unfair. If he was 29 and you were 24, like there would be absolutely no question. It's like, for some reason, like the guy has to have been through all the things and the guy has to have the experience and the girl is just so lucky to have this older guy. It can be the other way and really, really work. And like, you can believe him. And the struggles of like, you know, I want to go out there and party and be free. Like that's also just like normal relationship struggles for everybody of like, do we all just want to, run around naked in the mud all day, or do we want to like actually be with someone? Like that's just a lifelong sort of thing. But I think you're allowed to, you can give yourself permission to do this.
Madeline, if he asked you to marry him over like the next few months, how would you feel? You don't have to say yes.
In the next few months?
Yeah. I mean,
I would do it.
Wait, what'd you say? You said you'd do it?
I think I would. This is the first time I've ever felt this way. Ever.
Then
I think I would. I mean, I'm not trying to have that part of my life like tomorrow, but definitely in the near future.
Well, like I think that I think that it sounds like you guys have an awesome relationship, and you both make each other really, really happy. I think that and it sounds like he fucking loves you, and I do think that probably a lot of open communication in the next like few months in terms of just being in a whole new environment is probably really good. And then when you guys have a chance, kick his ass and get him over to Europe.
It's just her friends that are fucking with her head. That's it. It's just your friends that are messing with you.
Because you're not thinking, you are, when you're with him, you don't think, oh my God, this guy's 5 years younger than me, right?
No, like literally never. And then sometimes I forget about it, and I'm like,
of course.
Oh my God, wait, oh yeah, I forgot.
It's also, if you guys are together for for a long time, you're going to be like 53 and 58 and going, what were we talking about again? Oh, remember when you were younger than me? you know?
When was your birthday?
Right.
The advice I would give, and this is from my personal experience, it is not healthy to feel like you're robbing him of something. You don't put that pressure on yourself. Don't have that guilt. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, life is so chaotic. So many things happen. He might have went to Peru and got a tapeworm in his 20s if he wasn't with you. Like, no, but really, like, you are giving him something. He is giving you something. Like, let go of the thing of like, oh, I'm tying you down from having some great life running around. Like, trust him to be in control of his own happiness. He's there because he wants to be with you. He's there because he loves you, and let that happen. And trust that he knows what's right for him, because he does.
Yeah, and Madeline, don't let your friends and family get into your ear too much, and also don't rush into anything before it feels completely right. I've made that mistake. I don't think that's what you're doing. I'm just projecting my own mistakes onto you. But
I appreciate it, and I've been there.
Madeline, I'm just curious. Are you kind of worried about turning 30?
Oh, some days I'm like, hell yeah, bring on 30. Other days I'm like, want to crawl into a hole. So yeah, of course I'm nervous.
So do you feel like you want to kind of settle down because of that arbitrary number?
I think as a woman, for sure, I get that pressure. But also, I thought about this a ton. And I think because I have had so many experiences, and like I'm not ready to completely, get married and have babies next year. But I'm getting to a place where I'm like really ready to just be still. I'm like, all right, just like quit moving around so much and just like plant roots somewhere. I definitely have that feeling.
I was worried about.
I mean, I'm going to miss my 20s. It was great.
I wasn't worried about turning 30. I didn't really, but the odd thing that happened, like on the day of my birthday, my 30th birthday, I had this crazy wave of freedom and relief. It was wild. It was unexpected. It was like, oh fuck, I've got the rest of my life ahead of me. Like, this feels weirdly liberating, and whatever. It was odd. I did not expect it. And I prioritized myself a little bit more, and it was great. My 30s were awesome. And now my 40s are going to be fucking kick ass.
Yeah. You're also going to have You're also going to have a very fun snorkel back into your 20s via your boyfriend. I'm saying I was bringing like my 35-year-old girlfriend to Disneyland. You know what I mean? Because I was 23. You know, the truth is, what's going to happen is like the age question. I'm saying my age gap is way bigger than yours and absolutely disappeared with my friends and family after a year. And like once you're together, it's never going to come up again. And honestly, Madeline, I think you're emphasizing this in your mind because it's going so well and it's the only thing, and it's the only thing that feels like it could be an issue, you know? So like, because it's going so well and because you're feeling so great about it, all of your worries going to the one place where it looks like it could maybe could be wrong. And it's not. First of all, 5 years is nothing. And like, I think it's just because.
But you don't think like a 24-year-old guy is like a 19-year-old guy?
I was a 21-year-old guy, so I was maybe a 15-year-old guy. But really, some of them are. But I felt like a sensitive, whatever, 21-year-old guy that was, again, I was worse.
You know, Madeline, if we also if we futurized, you know, everything in our life, I mean, shit's going to happen one way or the other, no matter what. Maybe you guys will be together till you're 120 and then you'll get frozen and then you'll come back to life, you know, 300 years from now and you guys will still be together. And then age really won't matter.
Bo, I love your advice. And I feel like you and Madeline's boyfriend are amazing examples of how it could work. And I'm so happy that it is. And I know, Madeline, I really genuinely believe that this guy cares about you. But I just remember when I was 24, I know other 24-year-olds, for the most part, I can't let this call go without saying that 24 for a man, as from my experience, is not mature enough. That's just coming from me.
For a 29-year-old? For a 29?
24 for a man to settle down.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I don't even know if she's talking about settling down.
Well, I think that's the next step. I think that's what Madeline wants.
Well, but no, the thing is that Sam, I hear what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
No.
Because I think everything Bo is saying is amazing.
But like 30 years ago, 24-year-olds were like back from their third tour of Vietnam.
Oh, absolutely. It's a different time,
in my 20s, right. I wasn't prepared for like any. I wasn't prepared. But I think the next like year will reveal itself to Madeline, and it'll be like, you know, okay, the signs will be there. He may be, you know, they may be getting married in like 4 or 5 years, or it may reveal itself that like, okay, like
Bo is the most mature 27-year-old man I've ever met in my entire life, and I mean that as a compliment. I've heard you on Terry Gross. I thought I was listening to a 40-year-old.
You got on Terry Gross.
You're a very, 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 very emotionally mature man. So I'm just saying that it's very rare, and I know that this is an example. This might be another Bo Burnham. She might be dating another Bo Burnham.
No, it's not even that. It's not even, it's just that like the wonderful, wonderful part about life is being in love and being happy. And there are so many excuses we can make to not make ourselves be happy and enjoy it. And like, it's going good for you right now. Like, let yourself enjoy that. Like, don't get in the way of it. And there's a million ways things could blow up. I mean, geez, we're like, the whole country's on fire. We're rotating around a ball of gas. I mean, you know, oh my goodness, you found love and you're feeling good. Like, really enjoy it. You know,
so I should buy that horse?
Yes, ride free.
I'm going to buy the horse.
Right.
Feel free.
And I think too, he and I both come from divorce. And I think that's one of the reasons I've always been so mature for my age, and he definitely is very mature for his age because of that. And it could be another reason why I'm always looking for like one thing wrong.
Right. Well,
and I mean, who knows if that's true, but I'm just like, wow, this is going too good.
What's
like, what's gonna happen?
But you know, I came from the other case. You know, my parents have an amazing marriage, and I think my brother and I have had long conversations about this, about how many times we've tried to make a bad thing work. We ignored all the red flags. So there's sort of the flip side of that. But listen, I would say, like, you know, just do take Bo's advice, have a great time, and love each other, and see what happens. And if you end up breaking his heart, or he ends up breaking your heart, that's how we grow. And if not, then, you know, we'll see you in the freezer.
And the only difference is you have to currently sign for the rental car. That's the only milestone that's left for him, is he'll turn 25 and then qualifies for low insurance on a rental car. So you're pretty much, but another example is like my mother and father, 4.5 years apart, and they they were 18 and 22, and by the time my mother was 24, they had 3 kids, and they've been together for 30 years now. So it's like, as much as there are
There's
patterns,
no
as much as
rules.
it's just like
There's no recipe.
Yeah, the only thing is like, do you love each other? Do you make each other happy? Is it not completely self-destructive? Is it not like, and if it's not that, it's like, hell yeah, yay.
Right. I know. I mean, so far it's been great, and I foresee it going well too. My friends just put a bug in my ear.
Oh,
that,
yeah. Don't let them do
you
that.
You really want to do this? He's so much younger.
The friend thing is a tough one because they come from it
I
at
know.
all different angles. They've got
That's
their
another
own
conversation.
Yeah.
I also think they're being so extreme, 24 and 29. I think it's just because
I
it's
agree.
a woman and a younger man.
When anyone dispenses advice, they bring their own agenda into it. But
Just like us.
will you please keep in touch? And I hope that you guys have an awesome adventure and whatever. If you can't get away to some fun, foreign country, take road trips on the weekends and just enjoy each other. And
You can have his glory days together. Do you know, you know what I mean? He can do all the fun 20 stuff, and you can do it together. Like he just
Burning Man.
Yeah, you can do all that. It's like
We'll meet you there.
I mean, Bo, you're really right. I think I needed to hear that. I need some unbiased advice where someone was like, "Look, what you're doing is okay. It isn't that bad."
No,
nothing. It's
awesome.
great. It's wonderful. It's like, I mean,
it's
you're
awesome.
not Roy Moore. You're a 29-year-old with a 24-year-old. It's so cool. It's like nothing wrong. And everything's great. You're the best.
Will you keep us posted? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madeline.
And I love you. I truly thank you.
Thanks, guys. I love you too, Anna.
Enjoy being in love.
Thanks. I will.
Okay, keep us posted.
Thanks, Madeline.
Bye.
February 27th. Allison Janney.
People arrive and people are screaming and yelling and people are talking literally 2 inches away from you and it's very hard to focus, and I feel like I'm also not one of those people that comes up with the quick quippy answer on the fly. I'm like,
Hey, Allison. Allison Janney.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, it's Cherry from
Ch-
BWE.
Hi, BW.
Yeah.
BWE.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Hey, Kate. So 1st of all, what makes tonight special for you?
Well, I think it's just, it's just a lovely night that you get to see old friends and
right. It's
and
like a reunion.
Yeah. And you see everyone so dressed up and and seeing just being celebratory.
Well, congratulations. So you're here for Tanya.
Yes.
What a crazy story that
Right?
was.
Yes.
That really was. I wasn't born then, but I've seen the movie. You're fantastic in it.
Thank you,
Did it take a lot of courage to sort of step into, sort of the role of a real person?
Well, that's what I love to do as an actor. I love to be a real person. I like to just, discover. I'm like a little detective. I like to find out what makes this character do this or that.
Sure.
Or like if I were playing someone like you, I'd like to know what makes you
Yes.
talk the way you do.
And have you ever been sexually harassed before?
I only by Anna Faris, actually. Of course, I shouldn't say that on national.
Oh, no, that's a good scoop.
I mean, she's just so fun, but she's a little
I heard
handsy.
she gets a little gropey.
Little gropey, but that's just between us, though, Cherry.
Of course. Oh my gosh! So I know I'm not supposed to ask this, but who are you wearing tonight?
Well, this is a lovely dress that was made to me. Actually, I can't even remember who made it. I'm gonna have. Can you look in the back of my tag here?
Oh
Can
my
you
gosh,
see-
this is so funny.
Can you see who? I can't see who it is. What
Oh,
is it?
Tom, get this.
Do you
Yeah.
I can't even
it
see.
looks
Do you
like
see it?
Hannah Montana made it.
Was that? Well, yeah, Hannah Montana Couture. Yes, that's exactly. She did. Who knew? She decided designing dresses after the singing career didn't work out.
So who are you going to thank tonight?
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna.
You're going to win. Who are you going to thank?
I don't, I'm going to probably thank my the person who wrote the script for me, and thank the producers, and thank all the people that
Do you
deserve.
keep like the list in like your brassiere or your thong?
Oh, I got it memorized up here. I have to have those people. The people have to thank.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
You have to memorize.
So
that.
now, who are you dating?
I am actually here with my nephew, who I am not dating. Let's not go there. That would be not a good, not good. No. So no, I'm actually right now I'm just experiencing myself and what
You're hot and ready to try.
That's right. There's such a long line here. I really gotta.
Oh no! Wait, a couple more. Wait, one or two more questions. Wait, Allison. Allison.
Yes. I'm
Allison,
sorry. Yes.
Just a couple more things.
All right. I'm just worried because I'm at the start of the show.
No. Just a couple more things.
Okay.
Now, do you believe that the Russian inquiry should go forward?
That's such an interesting question to ask on the red carpet. Yes, I do actually. I believe there's something there. I think that they should keep probing. I think, the probe. Yeah. Well,
I want to be probed. Go on.
I believe there's lots to be discovered there. I think we ought to get to the bottom of it.
We should get to the bottom.
I'm just starting. Is it hot? I'm getting very sweaty. I'm going to.
It is a little warm here. You know what they say about those red carpets? The heat's always coming.
Oh my God! Look who's here! Look at Tina Fey's right behind me. I'm sure you want to talk to Tina.
Nope, not nominated.
Okay. I'm actually starting to sweat like I do. I'm starting to oh my God, being asked just that.
Oh, hashtag Allison Janney. Part of the Me Too movement, part of the probe. And we're here to celebrate ice skating, acting, artistic endeavors, the celebration of all genders.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're lovely to talk to.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. You literally have been one of my heroes.
Oh, thank you.
For a really long time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I love what
loved you on that, The Wing.
The Wing.
Yes.
Oh, West Wing.
Yes.
Yes.
God, yes.
The Wing. Yeah, the Wingers. Sometimes people call them people who. Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, you were so inspirational.
Did you watch that?
Have you ever thought about running for president?
Oh no. Only if Aaron Sorkin wrote the role for me and wrote my speeches would I consider doing that.
Is he your lover?
I never took him as a lover. No, we never took each other for lovers. I'm sure we thought about it, because who doesn't? Because Aaron's very handsome and sexy, but I was taken at the time. I was not available, and I don't play around.
Oh, well, all right, you guys. That was Allison Janney. I'm Cherry from BWT, and congratulations on everything tonight.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
that you do grow the wings that you deserve.
What is BWT? Just before it, BWT, Broadcast Women's Television? Is that what it is?
Well, you know what?
Yes.
There's been a little bit of a corporation switch up, so we're still sort of figuring that out.
You're figuring out changing. Okay, all right. Just whatever you decide you are. It's lovely.
And congratulations!
Thank you so
you look
much.
stunning.
Thank you. Oh my God. I'm already.
Take me back to Manhattan.
Take me back to New York.
I'm just longing to see once more my little home on the 100th floor. Can't you see that I'm lonely? Can't you see that I'm sad? I miss the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. Oh, take me back to Manhattan, my dear old dirty town.
That was amazing. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
You didn't know any of the words.